out is 0-2 in their loss. Aurora and Gaimin Gladiators, at least from the numbers, seem to be very evenly matched, Avery.
From the numbers?
From the numbers.
But are they evenly matched, Austin? Spiritually speaking? I don't know.
30 seconds.
Morally speaking? Physically speaking?
Physically? I mean, you gotta give the edge to Gaimin, right?
Why?
Quinn's ripped now.
That's true. He's
Ace
been working
is like
out.
7 feet tall.
Ace is tall, and don't think he's that tall.
Tofu's too good looking. You're never
Maybe
gonna
he's
punch
7
this
feet
guy in
too.
a fight because you feel too bad.
True.
So he's got aura.
I mean, he has aura for sure. He has, but then again, I don't think Tofu has. I can't see him in a fight. Period.
That's probably true, yeah.
So it kind of ends up being a 5 versus 4 just from the jump.
I could see Toronto Tokyo go ham.
For sure.
He seems like the kind
That
of guy
guy's got some pent up anger.
Yeah, he seems like the guy who just gets in bar fights for fun. Like, time to smash some bottles. The double Treant support duo. Treant Protector and the Nature's Prophet for Tofu Malady. You'll love to see it. Very soothing, very calming, a lot of heal.
We love nature out here. Combined with Alina to burn it all down. Now there's synergy. Wildfire synergy.
And we get Io, finally. He has been fixed, so teams can play him. I feel like there were a lot of teams that were aching to play this Io.
Enigma Galaxy for one.
Oh, yeah. You could hear it in the interviews. Please fix this hero. We want to play him. We feel he's really good. This hero is definitely going to make his appearance. Now, over time, maybe he'll prove to be good. Maybe he'll prove to be underwhelming. But teams are definitely going to experiment with him because he got some big changes here. He got some nice little buffs.
Do you think that this regeneration 2x fast or whatever, do you think that's, like, how impactful do you think that actually is?
I think it's really impactful.
Okay.
You're basically just doubling the burst heal. That's huge for this hero.
Do you think IOs are more likely to buy, like, healing salves as a result?
Maybe an earlier salve. Maybe we could see Earnest Shadows on this hero again.
Okay.
Used to be a build way back in the day. That could be interesting. We could see some more early headdress gameplay, though I guess that doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, that part doesn't.
So, yeah, what else would give you early abuse of this?
Yeah, that's
Not
the
much.
thing for me is like, it's salve, it's tango, it's the consumables, but there isn't in Urn, I guess, is the other heal over
Yeah, that's
top.
kind of it.
Is there any neutrals or anything that this would affect?
Polywog Charm.
Now, the interesting idea is the fact that this hero does have a neutral item counter now with the GD Pollen Bag.
True. Definitely some neutral interactions. Essence Ring is back in the meta as well. Can't forget that.
That's
So
always good for this hero.
Even the mana draw could be interesting on this hero in like Storm IO matchups, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
IO Lesh. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can do now. We are going to see the Marcy IO, a true classic here. So they're going to duke it out. Look at that regen go for Nightfall.
This combo is extremely dangerous, but it'll be a lot more dangerous once Marcy actually has level 6, because right now you've got a facet that doesn't work for you. Because he, of course, has the Fleeting Fury, the one where you're able to rebound, and then you get the Unleash hits off of the rebound. So
you're looking to just sustain this lane, farm, and scale. Yeah, with this combination. You don't need some early kill action with the duo. Not a very snowball-oriented duo, but it can get out of control. I go back to, I think Tundra were the best team at playing that IO Marcy. And
teleporting from Tofu, Mira, wait out the foul play, and get the kill. Tofu claims first blood.
Nice little rotation for him. Scary top lane to play into with Nafira and Katipi, and you have double sustain supports and Arena who can just walk you down.
And frankly, I think you need to do that because Toronto Tokyo has been on a tear with this Enigma.
He's owning. Deleting teams out here. This is going to be one of his rougher starts, however. He is really getting nothing top right now.
Yeah, where did Dream Protector come from, by the way? Did this hero get that much of a buff?
Came from the Force, Austin.
Okay, thank you. Favorite.
He got some nice buffs.
Run him down, get some damage on Ace as well. Any kills this Marcy IO gets is worth its weight in gold. The experience is always extremely valuable for an IO combination, but again, we already talked about how Marcy is so reliant on getting level 6.
The way I look at the Treant buff is basically he got... The Nature's Guise is nice, but he got an extra 3 seconds on level 1 living armor as Kiyotaka should be fine here.
He was ahead in his lane. Looks like Quinn has pulled it back a bit, though.
The big one for this Treant, however, is the cooldown on his ult. This ult is now 10 seconds lower cooldown at all 3 levels.
Okay.
That's pretty big for the hero because he's really reliant on Overgrowth.
Yeah, he's not that impactful in team fights without it, right?
His laning was always fine. It's always going to be fine. But Overgrowth is your spell to impact the fight and build up to. And Living Armor is kind of your way to contribute to the map. So if those 2 spells are weak, the hero generally doesn't see that much gameplay. So maybe these buffs help push him in that direction as the aggression continues, but...
Oh, that was close, man. Ace feeling like he had to just TP out. Barely makes it away, but he's going to miss out on some heavy experience. That's going to slow down his Vanguard. While Mira... Okay, so the pressure is on Ace, but it does free up Tofu. He is moving around the map constantly. He's just no longer playing in that off lane, it seems.
They are really shutting down this Enigma Rasta lane. I mean, Toronto Tokyo has 13 CS. Ugh, you almost better off just jungling.
Oh, man, Kiyotaka just cannot be left alone. He just wants the 1v1 against Quinn. He had a chance to be able to win it, but Tofu keeps on meddling in his affairs, and as a result, Gaimin Gladiators now really walking away with the win in both mid and top.
Nice moves from him. Winning 2 of the 3 lanes. Yeah, you're trading off some farm for Ace, but he's a Centaur. He's kind of chilling down here.
Yeah, he's just going to max out, retaliate, and go hit neutrals at some point, right?
This is exactly where you want to attack. And now you have Rolling Thunder, plus that shield rune in the bottle. Quinn has a lot of aggressive potential right here. Kind of a scary lane to come back to for the Ember, who is half a level away from 6. Big window for Gaimin to abuse.
Knowing Gaimin Gladiators, Quinn's going to go and play for the enemy Wisdom Shrine. And he's already making that rotation. Here he comes through the triangle.
It's just to a top lane that was already winning pretty hard.
Yeah. Trying to take the quick kill on Amira. That is guaranteed. Now the question is, though, Aurora, they have plenty of heads up that this is coming. What are they going to do about it?
I think he's just going to roll in.
I think so, too. I don't think you have really much of a way to stop it. Okay, he feels like he doesn't even have to roll. He's just going to take it without a spell cast.
Nightfall gets the other one, though.
That is nice.
Not too bad for Aurora, considering this top lane is just getting dunked on right now. And Quinn lost his blade on the courier. So that's some net worth off the map. Equalizes a decent amount. Space for Kiyotaka to recover on the mid.
Tofu took over the mid lane while Quinn was gone, so expect to see a bit faster level 6 on him as a result. He's gotten a couple of solo lanes.
Oh, Kiyotaka really low. I got a feel for this guy this game. He's just getting beat up. Not a lot of people to play with either. You look at this Ember game. I feel like Ember thrives at enabling high damage support duos. This game you have an IO roster. That's about as low damage as you can get.
Oh, yeah.
It's about as bad a follow-up you can get on a Chains. Like, what is your Chains combos game? Chains into Tether? Ugh. Got him. Drop the Giga Ward. I mean, it's like, there is no combo.
It's pretty bad.
This Ember just feels like he's on an island. This is another one of those drafts for Aurora. It's absolutely playable, and they can win this game. It's not like their draft is completely trash or anything. But it does kind of point to, the synergy. Where's it going to come from? What's your win condition? If your win condition is just playing through this IO Marcy, I guess Ember contributes to that by just being a frontliner and some lockdown. But Kiyotaka's game is not going to be anything to write home about.
Yeah.
He's kind of on an island in terms of what he's going to be able to get for himself.
They did try and get aggressive with the IO Marcy, but Gaimin Gladiators read the situation. Watson runs into Mira, and if anything, the aggression from Aurora is just going to lead to a death on Mira here.
Tofu collects some urn charges.
Run it back, the IO Marcy, go back through the gate, and back to their safe lane, get the Stampede out of the Centaur. Oh, Chip Vest on a Centaur too. Man, he's going to clear out neutrals super fast.
Dire's middle tower.
There's a lot of return damage in the early game as well. Particularly for that Marcy who's going to try and punch you down. Might just end up killing yourself.
Maybe.
I mean, you gotta remember, there's sustain in this lineup, right? The Furion sustain, the Trine sustain, already 2 points in the living armor. For Malady, he's gonna level it up this game. You throw the living armor on the Centaur, a hero who generally lacks early armor, but has a lot of HP to work with, super high value. Trine loves these kind of heroes that can boost up the armor value early on in the game.
Yeah. And Malady is leveling it up early. Only going 1-2-2. I assume maxing out living armor from here.
And just more harassed to Kiyotaka.
Trying to eliminate. Oh, he got bursted by the defusal. He did not expect to see that coming. Meanwhile, Aurora do land on their gank. Finally, they've been looking for this kill on Watson for forever. Marcy is going to eat up this Lina.
That is the bigger kill for sure, but you're starting to get a little worried about this Ember's game.
I'm starting to get worried about the Pango's game, man. He is getting too far ahead.
That is, I mean, is this going to be another support Furion win? Is that just all we get in the night shift? Just infinite support Furion wins? Every team thinks they can beat it, and they give it away, and then they lose to it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. It's good to know.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trying to push up bottom with this catapult hitting the tower, forcing Ace off the area.
Where's the help? Don't want to give up these early towers if you have the Dream Protector.
I'm kind of surprised Gaimin aren't fighting this. I feel like Ace is pretty strong here. Would just retaliate Chip Vest Vanguard, throw some armor on him.
Okay, but counterpoint, if you are a Dire side, it is better to trade off lane towers because the Tormentor is now going to be in the top left part of the map.
Sure. I can buy that a little bit.
I mean, I can't think of another reason why they would be so willing to get this up.
I think they feel they're just getting more off the map. There's no reason to fight into the IO Marcy. Maybe you're respecting this combination a lot right now, which is fair. There's full wand on Panto. He has a healing Lotus. A lot of HP to get through on this Marcy. Quinn just takes top. Almost takes it. Toronto Tokyo did get to the helm. This Enigma is recovering faster than what the Centaur's getting on an island. I don't think Gaimin should be too happy with this setup. Especially when they have Wrath of Nature up, they have Overgrowth up. Yeah. Fighting around these tier 1s is super easy for their support duo.
They really don't want to use this smoke to gank Tofu. They had him dead to rights. They could have killed him very easily. They bide their time, hoping a better target will appear. And it seems like they're going to go after Ace. No, they just return back to lane.
They don't know where they want to go. They don't have the sticks on the Shaman either.
I mean, it's fair because Toronto Tokyo just took the top tower. Nobody was showing on the map. Oh, Quinn is going to be caught in the black hole. Relocate coming in. He is very dead.
Nice black hole. Quinn not expecting the global maneuver off the ulti. No one there to cancel it. And Gaimin left standing up here, wondering if they can get something in return.
They will be able to jump back as the relocate goes to the other side of the map. They'll push forward and catch what they can. It's going to be Mira's Shadow Shaman. Malady gets in front of him, body blocks a little bit. But as long as Toronto Tokyo gets out, I feel like this is acceptable.
Okay, Laguna the Troll. Plus 100. Why not?
I guess so.
That's that support synergy. You sprout the dude, the tree, and can just walk through it.
Yeah, that was really good synergy. Think Watson just wanted to be supercharged or what?
I think he just wanted to zap something. It's very satisfying. Support smoke into mid. Looking for Ember. Kind of an awkward place for Kiyotaka to go to.
A little bit, but he'll be able to get away from Tofu. Will be fine.
I catch him in the overgrowth. He dies every time.
He's got some bounty runes to bottle back up on. But Tofu is relentless. Just keeps pushing him back. Ace is now up to Vanguard Blade Mail, so expect the Centaur to be able to play a lot more solo, a lot more aggressively as well.
He's going to start pushing in bottom, threaten this tower.
Yeah.
And if Gaimin fight around mid, he'll get it by default, which looks to be the case because you have Pango with Diffusal and an Arcane Rune. Not a place this Aurora support duo wants to be, unless you're bringing all the cores. There's just not a lot of pressure on the map for them right now. They're losing a lot of space. And it's a lot of space that's going to the Pangolier. Quinn opting for a fake hero, but having a real impact here.
He is set up to succeed still, though. Nightfall is crazy farm. This is a very fast Battle Fury he's picked up.
Even took the Curio. Double Curio on this Io Marcy duo? That could be interesting. I could see you holding this for a long time. Triple chip vest for Gaimin, though. That's kind of it. I'm not gonna lie. That. I wonder what your win rate % increase is gonna be after a month of this patch of getting like 3 or 4 chip vests. I bet it shifts it like 5%.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Curios. That's what I'm worried.
I don't give a damn about.
Like
Curio.
you're gonna adjust the numbers on chip vest, but like Curio is like very unique. And it has such a clear trade-off to it.
I'm going to make a bold prediction, Austin. I think Curio is the most overrated change in the entire patch. And I think the stats will eventually show that you should not take it in almost any situation.
I am willing to back that belief.
But people are always going to take it because they're like, oh, why would I take a shovel or something, you know?
Yeah. Like those early stats are impactful.
Yeah.
So I feel like people are giving up on them too readily. Instant Hex. Stop the swashbuckle. Now the jump in from Nightfall with the shackles, but an overgrowth is going to be able to stop that damage. Oh, a reset there on the Rolling Thunder, but still managed to get it off. Quinn, he'll roll back and forth, trying to decide if he's going to stick around. He does stick around. They ping the Panto. Want to get that IO if they can.
Oh, he missed.
They need to make sure they do not get too close to the Marcy. She rebounds away off the IO.
That's awkward. That's an Arcane Rune Pango.
They're going to teleport out. They're going to teleport into mid. Another black hole, another relocate.
Still tanky.
He does manage to get a stomp off there. Chains on 2. Looks like the Centaur's still in trouble, but Laguna Blade's going to be thrown onto Nightfall. Big heals come out from Panto, and they relocate back into play. Does leave Toronto Tokyo a bit high and dry here. Swashbuckle, not enough to finish him off. Nice slight, nice chains. Kiyotaka almost finished off Watson there. Meanwhile, back into the bottom lane, they do get the relocate play. They get the kill on Mira, but lose 2 for it. Aurora just outpacing Gaimin Gladiators. They worked him on that one.
They had him at both sides of the fight. Almost. As this Io Marcy duo lives through it all, gets a bunch of gold onto Nightfall. That's what you want with this lineup. You can lose the Ember, you can lose the Enigma a couple times. It doesn't set back your win condition. As long as this Io Marcy keeps cooking, you're happy. Nightfall is going to finish up the Yasha here. Mech done for the Io. He is very far ahead now.
First to 10K. Having almost a 3,000 net worth lead on the enemy carry in Watson. Do you think the Lena carry is back? Do you believe in this?
Definitely a lot different without the Gleipnir.
Yeah.
It's a lot slower. But I do think this hero still scales really well, and it's a very scary late game carry to go up against when you don't have a lot of gap close.
Kiyotaka trying to take the power rune. Wasn't actually there, caught in the overgrowth, and now hit by the Rolling Thunder. He's looking pretty done. Oof. Mira's going to join him in the grave. So Gaimin Gladiators bounce right back.
This is not an Ember build where you can get aggressive like that when you don't know what Gaimin are. Like, you have an Orchid. You get caught in any stun, you get chained into the overgrowth or caught with the overgrowth initially, you're dead. 100-0. There's no bailout in this game.
Is it purely a play thing, or do you feel like his build is not actually correct? Do you feel like it's better to have a mid?
I think this is... I don't call it out this hard a lot of times, but I think this is the incorrect build for his position in this lineup. This is not a game where Ember is going to snowball and be the 1v5 huge scaling threat and control the game. Okay. You have to play for Io Marcy here. Your game is going to be awful. The 2 supports can't play with you. They offer you nothing. you're not going to be able to make moves. You're not going to be able to play aggressive into the sustain that Gaimin have especially. Ember doesn't do well into early sustain lineups because you can't chip and run people down. I think he just has to play to offer something in the fight for the IO Marcy, which is either be as tanky as you can on the front line, be as annoying as you can versus supports and just live for a long time, or be really annoying on the map and split push and be unkillable. And I think Orchid doesn't do any of that.
Well, Orchid is annoying. Maybe his plan is just to get in there and slow down Quinn as much as possible.
But I don't think you have the backup to kill people with Orchid this game. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you run into the Pango and Orchid him, are you just playing to Orchid chains the guy and then reload on him? That to me sounds pretty scary. Like, I don't know if I'm doing that. Into Overgrowth, into a potential Centaur turnaround. I think this is... It really just creates a big opening for Gaimin every time they can find Kiyotaka. Aegis, however.
Roshan was just about to switch over to the other side, but Marcy is so farmed with Battle Fury Manta and now an Aegis that they're able to take out that Roshan just in the nick of time.
See what Aurora can do with this Aegis period. It's on your IO pair. They're going to play independent anyway. So it's kind of up to the other three heroes to maybe set something up, look for a smoke opportunity into a play.
It's pretty awkward because I feel like Aegis is super effective in this game. Gaimin Gladiators are very burst focused. Right? Pango, Lina, Centaur.
They do have some sustain and tank to take a long fight, but the damage is pretty burst heavy. I would agree. I mean, Aegis is just nice for Marcy in general, especially with this facet. Can go and maybe hold the ult for a little bit. Hold your BKB longer, since this hero's really BKB dependent. And I do like the Manta from Nightfall's game as well. You needed a soft dispel here for Overgrowth.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have to pop BKB super early in the fight or have it forced out in an awkward position. I think this makes a lot of sense, and he is very far ahead still, 5-0.
Aghanim Scepter done for the Pango, Blink Dagger for the Centaurs. So even though they're fighting into an Aegis, wouldn't surprise me Gaimin Gladiators tried to make a move here.
Or making a move onto the Tormentor.
Well, there you go. Move successful.
That was really fast. Shard for the Centaur.
I don't remember. Did you say if you believed in the Lina? You said the Gleipnir being no longer a thing hurts the hero.
I believe in Lina to scale versus limited gap close and be a late game damage threat. I think it's completely fine. But I don't think you're going to have these Lina games where she can contribute to the team early and run them game over.
Okay.
I think that style is gone. It doesn't make the hero bad.
So it sounds like to me you don't believe in it for this game at all. Because there's definitely gap close on the side of Aurora. This Marcy IO is really tough, I think, for the Lina to deal with.
I can see a world where IO Marcy just becomes too much for Gaimin to deal with. I think it is dependent on how you take the fights. Of course, Overgrowth, when that goes out, is a big factor. I think at some point, Basher on Quinn is a big factor in this game. And it's going to come down to Watson's positioning on this team.
Yeah, but the Overgrowth is already answered by the Manta. So, like, I guess I feel like they don't have... Marcy will always be one step ahead of them, is what I feel like.
I just think there's a lot of Lina players that would say, like, if I get to Hurricane Pike plus a Silver Edge, you're never going to find me to start the fight. And at some point, I will stun and I will burst you down. It is nice versus the supports in the Enigma here as well. But there's the BKB for the Marcy. Already done, as Nightfall is just gigantic. And he is holding on to that Curio as we saw. Got the Vast Fort. That's also super nice on this hero. Extra attack range.
Yeah, now even Quinn, when he's rolling Thunder, has to be a little bit careful of the Marcy.
And they still have a minute on this Aegis. They just got Blink Daggers for the Enigma and the Rasta. A lot more jump potential now. Just go in, sacrifice yourself for the control to let Nightfall pound you down.
Oh, he's going to Pound Town, all right. Rolling Thunder trying to bail out Malady. Does manage to get off the overgrowth. Mante instantly takes that off. BKB committed here, but Stampede, that makes things really awkward. Nightfall wasn't able to hit anything there.
That did not look impressive.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, Mira died. He's a bunch of the control. I'm not sure where Ember or Toronto Tokyo were. That's your other sources of control for the Marcy.
So this is the big concern with IO Marcy in this game is can you control heroes for them that the damage can get put out? Because Gaimin have a lot of utility. Just innately in their heroes, and they can potentially build a lot more.
Under attack.
They have heals, they have armor, they have Stampede, they have Sprout, which is an annoying spell to maneuver around for melee heroes. They have a Rolling Thunder that you're likely not going to be able to prevent that could be bashing you later. And then you can put all these items on top of it, right? There's going to be a Shiva's on this Furion. Kind of an interesting item. Solar Crest from the Furion, or from the Treant. You can get 4 stabs here. You can get Glimmer Capes. You already have a Crimson on this. I think this is a lot for Nightfall to 1v5.
It is very Gaimin Gladiator style. All of the auras are coming together. All the utility.
I think you will need a Blink BKB Black Hole at some point in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
And you will have to do it with respect to the Treant Protector.
Yeah, I guess that's the hope is that the overgrowth will be forced out by the Marcy, but Malphus, that'll lead into relocate pickoff. Tofu goes down.
I'm sure they would love more of that. Just random reload pickoffs around the map.
They're going to set up on the IO. Where did they? Oh, never mind. I saw a double TP up to the top lane. I thought maybe that's where the IO came from, but no.
For the Shaman.
Must have been chasing after the Shaman, but Ace does not find him.
That was this stupid hill with all the wards on it.
Yeah. The pings do not stop. Goodness. Ace, no Stampede here, so they're just going to wait out the Blade Mail. Okay.
Damage.
Nightfall, you got to be careful there, the Blade Mail. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, but Nightfall commits his BKB, got the kill. Watson's walking in, though. He spots the IO, blows him up with Laguna Blade. Nice and easy. Rolling Thunder gets used, but it was on top of him, so now Toronto Tokyo, his Black Hole gets canceled. Nightfall, he does manage to get help. Mira with the shackles in from behind. They blow up Watson, now take on Tofu. Very easy. Aurora. They clean up despite the Black Hole not really doing much.
And Toronto Tokyo even survived. Quint unable to run him down. Disaster of a fight for Gaimin. They might even lose the Pango. He's out of mana. But the Orchid bails him out.
Swashbuckle up in a second. Can he get Mira at least? He got Mira. Might even be able to blink away. Nope. Kiyotake gets close enough to the Flame Guard, starts burning him. No blink away here. So that is the team wipe. Delayed one, but it is a team wipe.
Man, the second they are able to land a shackle onto the Watson Lina and just jump on him with Marcy, it feels like that fight's over.
Yeah.
That was with a Black Hole basically doing nothing.
Yep.
It was with, I guess, Ace going down 100-0 before the team arrives is a pretty big deal. If the team is there when they're going on him, that can look a lot different.
Also, we saw like Stampede is very effective against this Marcy. Not having that at all.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Like it started off with it being on cooldown.
I mean, look at where the team is. They're TPing into the tier 2. This is just so much time. You get a full duration shackle here, and then you can split when the roll comes through. Watson gets one, but then Mira, he's able to re-engage on this Lina. And just lock him in hell. Kiyotaka killed the Treant. I actually think that's a perfect fight from him. If he can take the Treant out every time, Malady's going to be like, why aren't we winning the fight? But that opens it up so much for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the Orchid was for. Orchid the Treant. Kill him.
You said just enable the Marcy as much as possible. Shutting down the Treant Protector does that a lot.
It does absolutely do that. For sure.
The Orchid may have just saved him here. Quinn still chasing after, really wants this kill. Got the BKB out of him. Call it quits there. What'd you think of Revenant's Brooch on the Marcy?
It's a lot of burst damage.
You like that more than Basher? He's going to still go Basher eventually, but...
I think you want one of the Brooch / Daedalus on this hero for sure. It's all about the burst damage. You need to make sure that when the punches go through, that hero dies. You can't not have enough. So I agree with it here. And it's going to be nice for some of the armor mechanisms Gaimin have. Combine that with this Gunpowder Gauntlet, unleashed Gunpowder Gauntlet.
Yeah.
With lifesteal.
How much extra damage is he getting? So he's getting an
36.
extra 36 damage. Was that worth
Hell yeah, brother.
not having an active item for
is under attack.
27 minutes, 25 minutes?
Hell yeah.
Right. Double Pollens for Gaimin Gladiators. They're trying to address the IO Marcy duo with that.
Can't blame him. Should be good against this hero, conceptually. Now, whether you can get them off the fight is the right
Tofu,
time.
oh no! Tofu does not steal the Roshan last hit.
He's just on the ground.
Instantly dies.
Anybody want it?
Nightfall claims it. Now he's going to be relocated. Quinn's already rolled away, though. Quinn's going to work on a nullifier next. Make it a bit easier to blow up the IO in the team fight. He's pretty reliant on that Ghost Scepter.
Triple fire.
Gaimin are looking for answers right now. On one side, you have a Marcy who's 8-0, and on the other, you have a Lina that's 1-2. The carry diff right now, in terms of impact, is pretty big. Watson is going to have to find his mark here. Did also unleash his tier 3 with that Shiv. It's pretty nice. It scales up the percent.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I feel like that's the part about the Unleash that's kind of, like sometimes it affects multiple stats of an item. Sometimes it only affects one thing.
And they do have the BKB on the Enigma, which makes BKB for all 3 cores on the side of Aurora. Pretty scary timing for Gaimin to fight into. This Overgrowth has to find good targets now. There's a lot of pressure on Malady to be in a good position. He doesn't have a lot of ways to do it. He went for this Solar Crest, which means you don't have the Tree and Shard, you don't have Blink.
Quinn blinks away before Nightfall lands right on top with the rebound. He's got Rolling Thunder. He'll be good. And there you can see the power of the Ghost Scepter.
It's a very satisfying sound of it.
Which one?
Treant walking.
Treant stomping all over the ground. Well, Gaimin Gladiators has brought this back to an even game. It doesn't feel like it at all. But net worth-wise, it is.
I think if Kiyotaka finishes Shivas, this game is getting pretty difficult for them.
Whew. That was some burst damage right there.
We're going to take the fight.
Yeah, but you don't want to go on the Centaur.
Yeah, not that guy.
This is not going to be a great relocate. Tofu did teleport in. He's going to hit him with a Shiva. Stampede's going to go out. They're going to go out to the IO. Instantly blown up by the Laguna Blade. Nightfall popped his BKB. He's fighting for his life. He's going to lose his life. First one anyway. That's going to be the Aegis. Second life, Ace sticking on top of him. Daring him to fight. He's got a blade mail after all.
Dude, there's no way you're taking this. You have nothing on Marcy.
Meanwhile, Quinn jumping after Kiyotaka. Stomp on 2 from Ace. To teleport away from Kiyotaka. Nightfall, meanwhile, jumping after Quinn, regretting that one. Starts leading the IO back and away.
They are still waiting around. Maybe they're going to wait for Unleash to come back up 20 seconds.
I mean,
really
Tokyo is now here with his Blink BKB. Could be dangerous situation. Rolling Thunder, number 2. Quinn. Ace is just untouchable, man. He found Toronto Tokyo. That's a little bit dangerous. Toronto Tokyo trying to find an opening here somewhere. Meanwhile, Panto almost dies again. Tofu chased after him. Another good blade. Got Nightfall. Got him on the stomp. He's dead. No opportunities, it seems, for Toronto Tokyo. Could never blink BKB Black Hole in that entire situation.
That's wild. That fight went on so long, you got 2 Unleashes off. But couldn't really connect with either, except on that Furion. It just respawns. And Ace on the front line, they did not want to focus him down. He dealt 10k damage on this Centaur. With that shard, putting in the double edges. He's a beast.
Radiant's middle tower
It really is.
under attack. Dire's
Extra
structures
45
have fallen.
retaliate damage.
That's
So
the
when you hit him, you're taking 90 damage from retaliate. You're taking another 40%.
Radiant's middle tower
So another 60 damage from the strength bonus.
This is where these single core lineups they're just hard to close the games out no matter how strong you are because utility is just so strong in Dota these days. And people play around buybacks, they play around high ground vision. There's a lot of ways that this one core can just get ruined at the start of a fight.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And just like that, it went from an even game to Gaimin Gladiators being up 2 lanes of barracks, over 10,000 net worth lead. It's going to be rough because Aurora, part of their lineup is supposed to be able to play you on the map because you've got IO and Ember Spirit. But with 2 lanes that are going to be constantly pushing in, they won't really have that advantage to play for.
And now there's a blink on the Treant. So these aggressive fights become more difficult now that Malady can position. I think you have to go in, find the Treant or force overgrowth, and then look for a big black hole when gaming clump.
Tofu's just fearless, man. Ever since he got his Shivas, or even before that, he just teleports right in front of them. Ghost Scepter, Shivas, Spirit Vessel, he's pretty damn tanky. 2,000 HP, but it's a lot more than that, really.
Why not frontline this game? You have 3 cores that at this point are all doing a lot of damage. Ace is going to frontline naturally. But you just send this Furion in. I feel like if Furion tanks a Marcy ult plus BKB or something, it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
The rest of the team's going to kill him. And a big portion of that fight was Gaimin focusing the IO down twice. They killed Panto first. He comes back, he dies again. This Marcy without the IO is significantly weaker. A lot more prone to being kited in the fight as well. So if you can find IO at the start of the fight, that is another big factor for Gaimin. And if you're Aurora, you need to protect this guy. It will be the full Abyssal for Nightfall. He buys out.
They got to get the jump onto this Lina. One of these times, Mira went for a jump onto the Treant Protector, went by himself. Panto and Nightfall only just now getting here. Nightfall, he's going to go back onto Watson where he can, but the Abyssal Blade, he didn't use it. And Watson able to just run away. They kill the Treant Protector, sure, but that's going to be his BKB. And his Unleash, and maybe still caught by Tofu. Hit by the Sprout, breaks himself free, but now a Stomp lands. He gets up to the high ground. Nightfall, he's going to try and TP away, but they have the damage.
Just no chance getting out of there. That might just be the game. He has no buy.
Yeah, I think Gaimin Gladiators just run it down the lane. There's nothing Aurora can do. Their lineup is built so much around the Marcy. There's no way the Ember Spirit or Toronto Tokyo's Enigma can hold. And where is our black hole?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go for something at this point.
Radiant's top tower
Toronto
has
Tokyo
fallen.
cannot get entry into the fight. These heroes are just running at him. The Pango solo killed the IO. Ace is running at him the whole time.
He's trying to buy a refresher. Brother, you haven't used the first one.
Radiant's top
Well, to be fair, if he has 2, he can throw the first one more aggressively.
Well, he's not going to get that chance.
Okay.
At least not on this life.
You can buy back Black Hole here.
Got a Shackles on Watson. The buybacks? No.
It's waiting for the Marcy.
Yeah. Well, that means they're going to play against Megas here on out.
You're actually going to back here?
I mean, Roche is up. Might as well. You want to be safe about it. Like, life is so much harder for this Marcy if there's an extra life on the Lina. Because you can all in the Lina, I think, but saw in that last fight. Didn't get the bashes, didn't use the Abyssal Blade, so Lina was able to outdistance her.
I'm not even sure if that wins you the fight anymore. I think these
probably
other
not.
2 cores are dealing enough damage on their own that you're in it for the long haul, even if you burst this Lina down. And that option just went off the table. They just going into Watson's hands.
Yep.
Refresher shard for one of these other 2 cores. And a cheese left in the pit. No one likes it. No one wants it. I will take it. Need it after the game.
I think if you leave the cheese in Roshan's pit, I imagine it has the right climate to age the cheese very nicely.
I can get behind that.
Gaimin Gladiators, is this their mark? I'm gonna jump the Ember.
You have a Hex on the Fury.
Go up the side, okay. Aurora, know that you're out there, smoked. Are they gonna know that you're coming up the side, though? Word Sentry drop, Toronto Tokyo spotted. Toronto Tokyo is not quite dead, saved by the Hex. Mira comes in at the right time, and now the Lena's right in front of you. Hurricane Pike, though. Oh, Nightfall! Saved by a bit of heal, will be able to get back to the fountain. Him and Panto start healing up. Playing it slow, Kiyotaka, he takes a lot of damage from Watson. Finally, they will go after Ace. Right in front of their fountain, they will play back and forth through the fountain regen. And slowly but surely work on this Centaur. Is he actually going to get... Okay, walked into the Spirit Remnant, got chained up.
They got it.
They'll get to.
They had to heal in fountain 3 times, but they got it.
Relocate back behind them, see if they can get anything else. Spot Quinn, but he's still at Rolling Thunder.
You're a Refresher shard for that.
And with the Nullifier, he's not going for it.
Pretty unsuccessful push there for Gaimin. Going straight into the fountain, not getting the burst on the Enigma.
Yeah, that's because Watson, he put his BKB in his backpack, as you do when you have an Aegis, but it meant that he couldn't commit when they got the opening onto Toronto Tokyo. Mira, very nice. Blink Hex saves the day.
Oh, that's a refresher on that courier that they did not get. Toronto Tokyo closing in on it? Or does he have it? No, he still doesn't have it.
Just the recipe left. He'll have it. He's got it. He's good to go. That recipe, it's so weird. It's a 200 gold recipe. It's so minor.
Okay, so he does have it, yeah. Well, that's 2 black holes that he can now not throw either of. Very intimidating.
It is.
Now you can go in, black hole, get overgrowth. Black hole again. Died-Alina.
Got him on the Hex. Malady trying to save Quinn here with the overgrowth, but the Manta dissuades that. BKB committed. They're going for Quinn, but they can't kill him. He rolls away, and Nightfall takes the brunt of the assault from Watson. Oof. Too much damage from this Lina, man.
This Marcy just feels like it has no chance here. Too much damage.
Tofu got him on the scythe. Marcy does have a buyback here, so Aurora.
Oh, he got blood right on the Enigma. 2 massive
Black hole
black
on
holes.
3! The setup with the buyback from Nightfall. Gaimin Gladiators might be in trouble here. Toronto Tokyo is going to have to use the second blood. Oh, he didn't have the mana for it. He was 80 mana shy. And Watson, as soon as he was freed from the prison of Black Hole, he blew up Nightfall.
Well, that is very anticlimactic for him. It looked good. I hadn't thought about that part of it, actually.
Welcome, everybody, to Game 2 of Gaimin Gladiators versus Aurora. We have a carry Omni Knight. We have a mid-Monkey King with the new facet, Changing of the Guard.
Very interesting picks in this game. Very interesting.
Yeah, you want to talk about why they're interesting, or you just want to call them interesting?
Watson's dead.
He is indeed.
Very
Goodbye, Watson.
Very interesting development here. We heard no one in his interview talk about how he did not think this changing of the guard was good. He said he played with it. It was kind of cheeky, but he felt like it was a downgrade overall for the hero. But here we see Quinn picking it up. Maybe Quinn didn't watch that interview. Maybe Quinn doesn't respect no one.
I think it is because there's an Ancient Apparition on the enemy team. If there's any hero that Changing Guard is going to be good against, it's going to be Ancient Apparition, right?
Who's dead?
Who is dead?
Look at the degen Aurora, though.
Tofu will survive. No, he won't. Oh, yes, he will. Yeah, this thing builds up, and the hammer hits hard, man. Deadshot back into play. Nightfall. 30 HP is not enough. Another shot from Tofu. That was like an 800 range hit.
That might have been one of the most efficient level 1 double kills I've ever seen. It cost them almost nothing. So this Omni Knight is not off to the greatest start.
No, he's not.
And because he died, he goes to Fountain. He gets all his mana back, Austin.
You're talking about the fact that his ability doesn't cost any mana?
That's right. He used 0 mana, so useless Fountain Trip for Nightfall there.
Okay. That's one way to describe it. Panto also had to run out to lane because his TP was still on cooldown.
Yeah,
so
really rough for him.
This is a absolutely terrible start to things.
It just missed execution. They should not die in this lane like that, level 1.
I mean, I don't know what Panto was doing in melee range. Must have been dead shotted into them.
He was still up very far on that tree line. Not respecting the level 1 DPS. That's going to set Aurora back in their safe lane. Mid lane, very even within 1 deny. As Quinn tries to prove yet again why he thinks Monkey is broken.
Yeah, if he could beat a Storm Spirit again, he's done this before. Would further cement the status of this hero as maybe being a little broken.
Little Courier Snipe with this lane super far up. Toronto Tokyo. See us under the tower of the Darkseer. You don't get to do that every day, but
now he's got level 2 Ion Shell, so this lane just got real dangerous.
Instantly onto the Riki. Kind of hard to go all in, though, versus the tag team.
Yeah, Mira. Oh, they danced back to try and deal with Mira here. It's a nice idea, but Mira did react quickly. Quinn trying to keep himself alive off the lifesteal stack, but he will be cut down by a Remnant.
God.
Nightfall picks up a kill on Tofu at top lane, though.
Nobody cares about that, Austin. Quinn just got solo killed. That's got to be in his top 10 most embarrassing moments of his career. There's a lot of them, but
the other 9 of them were with you?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't rule it out.
Well, Tofu just goes right back to it. What is that cosmetic, by the way, with the butterflies? Is this new?
I don't know, actually. Oh, it's the new set. It's the necklace from the new set.
Huh.
Nightfall battling it out again.
Ace gets a cleanse. No cold feet landing here. Tofu getting rather low. Another dead shot up in 2 seconds. He should survive. Even if he does get dead shot, it wouldn't be enough damage.
Brawl of a lane. I will say the one thing I believe in for this Omni Knight is his laning has to be busted.
Oh, for sure.
Like, there's no way this hero isn't just a lane.
Panto's just all in for it, and he puts himself in position to get purification kills.
Super nice. Use those brown boots effectively there.
And even gets more damage on Ace.
What? What?
Huh?
Brother, that wasn't close.
No.
He used an obs for
Radiant's
that.
top tower is under attack.
I respect the idea, though. That was kind of cool. Now Nightfall's going to try and deny the obs.
Oh, he's going to get silenced. Tofu will get the last hit on the ward. I mean, still, they can try and chase him down. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Malady and Mira fighting it out. Watson comes over and takes the last hit.
Lost his career twice, though. Pretty brutal for this Tusk. 5. Extra team gold as Aurora sneaking their way back in this laning phase. Really rough start for them with the kills, but they've made up for it in some big ways. Especially Kiyotaka with that solo kill. Top 10 embarrassing moment for Quinn.
That's true, and as a result, they may be kind of even in CS, but he does have a 200 net worth lead on Kiyotaka, and will be able to get his 6 without being ganked. So, very good start for him.
Wouldn't mind some Ion Shell Riki rotations in this game. Let the Darkseer play solo. I think it's a little tough to pressure this Lina Tusk lane unless it's super far up, which it is pretty far up here, but I don't think you have the all-in damage with just this duo if Malady's there to back you up with Snowball. So I wouldn't mind Mira looking for plays either mid, if the Storm has completely full resources, or this top lane, which has been a brawl fest.
Yeah, especially Delina's going to push the lane in. He's going to go for the power rune right now.
They're kind of eyeing up mid.
Going to make a jump. Smoke screen. A little bit of ion shell damage. Quinn threatening the ultimate. Turns around. Tries to get Jingu stacks. Does manage to get 4. So he pops Wukong's command. And thanks to Tofu sneaking in the back, they do manage to net a kill.
That's a tough go if you're not bringing both supports. Did take the early smoke screen, but you don't really have the lockdown there. No Vortex yet on Kiyotaka makes that play extra difficult.
Kiyotaka's out of mana here. With Malady coming in, the smoke screen, can he pick up the snowball? He grabs him. But at the same time, they need to be able to burst down Kiyotaka now before he gets the mana to zip away. One more hit, Malady will manage to get it, but it is coming at a hefty price. 1 for 3 trade-off here. That's nasty.
Super nice for this support duo, man. So much experience. Nightfall with the tip into Kiyotaka says, good job. That's my mid.
Complete.
Or maybe he just tipped him accidentally. Never know.
All that action, Nightfall did try and take the Wisdom Shrine, but...
Would you have guessed Nightfall would be the carry player to bust out the Omni Knight?
No, I would have thought it was pure. 100%. Let's see how good he looks on it. It does feel like Nightfall is he has adjusted to what is the meta for carry players. I do feel like he's being more aggressive. His hero pool is a much more aggressive pool than he used to be.
That's true. He's adapted a bit. And
yeah,
make a play attempt onto Watson.
Missed the vacuum, though.
Ooh, this is not pretty.
LSA lands on 2. Watson gonna blow up Mira. Now the zip in from Kiyotaka. That's a dead Watson. They're still gonna battle it out. Just Malady alone, though.
I mean, that's a Vanguard Darks here. You're not dealing with him, and that makes that dive a lot easier. Nice rotation from Kiyotaka as he continues to pick up steam here. 4-in-1 start for the Storm.
I think we have heard a lot of people.
What is it? This is an amp damage regen rune in the river.
Oh my god, it's
sneaking up.
Stupendous.
By God, Austin.
Quick, grab the rune.
Draw Tokyo's like, what the fuck is it? Get the hell out.
I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. It's Quinn.
Abomination against God.
A lot of people have had a lot to say about the Boots of Travel Storm Spirit.
Who? Name names.
Love this part.
Several analysts.
Yeah, name them.
BSJ.
Okay.
Jenkins.
Okay.
There you go. I listed 2.
Thank you. That makes it a lot more clear. So
now, what do you think about the Boots of Travel Storm Spirit build? Apparently not much. Okay.
I think it is fine. I genuinely think it is neither good nor grief. It is in the mid zone for me where it is whatever. Like, if you want to do it and you feeling it, okay. But
I mean, he feels it every game. So it's obviously not a feel thing.
It cannot be complete trash. It also cannot be that good. So therefore, it must be somewhere in the neutral zone.
This is the most mediocre take I've ever heard.
I wish I had a better one for you, but I simply don't. I must tell the truth, Austin. It is in my contract, as you know.
That's definitely not true with all the gaslighting that you do. Quinn trying to land the boundless strike, but Kiyotaka zips away. Now he's going to be run down. Ravage is going to be put to use here, but Nightfall had the repel, and Mira had the tricks to the trade. So the Ravage doesn't hit anything. They maybe get Mira. Wait, no, they're not going to get Mira. He healed. Okay, Ravage used, Quinn still died, and nobody died on the side of Aurora of importance.
Aurora really putting the screws in on this Storm Monkey matchup.
Yeah,
I mean, 4-in-1 start for the Storm, 3-3 start for the Monkey King. They've really shut down Quinn's momentum. He never even got a chance to contest the Wisdom Shrine or anything like that. Aurora stepping it up here in the lane phase in game 2.
They also have 3 chip vests.
Oh, that's juicy right there. Radiance for the Omni Knight. It's going to come out pretty fast in this game with the fact that Nightfall's been able to join fights and be successful. You can always Ion Shell surge this guy in the fight too. It's kind of terrifying. Ion Shell surged, repelled Omni Knight going in. Your Degenerate, he's hammering your ass.
Sounds like a bad time or a good time. Not sure which.
Radiant's top tower is under
Here's the
attack.
bot storm, lingering bottom with Arcane Rune.
Malady, he's going to be grabbed first. They want to stop the snowball save. Watson turns around, though, throws as much damage as he can at Panto. Can't get the kill. I mean, Aurora they're just overwhelming Gaimin Gladiators. Every single time there's a skirmish, it's 4 heroes on Aurora versus like 1 or 2 of Gaimin Gladiators.
All right, I'm gonna be honest here, Austin.
Yeah.
I
As
really
is in your contract.
Yes, I am always honest, so I may as well not even have to say that. I'm gonna make a statement, Austin.
Honest Avery, that's what they call him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No, actually, I have a different moniker. But
Radiant's bottom
okay.
tower.
anyway, I'll
is
make my
falling.
statement, Austin. I don't like
Radiant's
calling things
top
super
tower
early in
is
a
under
patch
attack.
because the basis for it's usually off. But I do feel like Storm Spirit is kinda good.
Thank you.
This hero looks, dare I say, a little broken relative to the rest of the mid pool.
Yeah, he's dicing up this Lina, that's for sure. Half HP, saved by the snowball. Now the silence. Oh, if only you had landed that dead shot, Tofu.
He's got a regen running.
Yeah, he's gonna just zip away.
I mean, you can't catch him. He's got boots of travel.
That is true.
Wait,
He also
yeah.
outruns you. Wow.
You know why he got that regen rune, Austin? Because he boots a traveled mid after that bottom lane. Instant payoff.
Seems good.
I do seriously think Storm is really overperforming relative to the rest of the mid pool we've watched in this tournament so far.
The hero didn't get buffed that much, though.
I just think, what are the other mids that you're really looking to early pick?
Watson is like deja vu. Like, what is going on? Guys,
What is going on? That's his
can we
fifth step.
stop them running at me nonstop? Like, what is happening?
Apparently they can't.
I mean, they can't kill Nightfall on the other side of the map. So Gaimin Gladiators, it's not like they're even set up to trade. There's 4 heroes bottom. They can't just run at Nightfall because it's an Omni Knight.
Yeah, he is just the boundary between ace and neutral. You see ace shaking his head like, what am I supposed to do against that, man?
You see that damage, though?
Yeah, it's significant.
That hammer hits hard.
Yeah, this hero's an early game monstrosity. That part I absolutely believe in. His scale is a bit unknown. You know, parts unknown in terms of what this looks like at 60 minutes. But when you're playing this fast and just running at people, kind of hard to find a hero that's stronger. And you have this Storm Omni Knight combination that has to be really good as well.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
Aurora
is
just
under
making
attack.
this draft work on every level. They already have a Crimson Guard on Toronto, Tokyo.
They have the vision on Quinn. Kiyotaka fearless because he has a repel behind him. Tries to get a grab, gets it onto Malady. Quinn is trying to get in position to get off a good ultimate here. Malady finally goes down. Ravage goes out. It does manage to hit 3.
Got the Crimson off though.
And that will save Toronto Tokyo's life as he stops taking any damage. The statues don't do anything. The heroes don't do anything. An early Crimson Guard like this.
Even just impotent. What? They don't have damage to kill anything. That's another Ravage that yields just nothing. The Lina's been hunted. The Monkey King got ganked mid.
Quinn, nice boundless strike on the 2 supports. With the silence follow-up, they quickly kill the Ancient Apparition. There's something.
Yes, you need something in this game.
Snowball trying to chase after Mira. Mira is able to jump over to Nightfall. Still blocked in by the Ice Shards, though. They chase after the Riki. Try and do the damage on the Nightfall at the same time. Laguna Blade's going to be used. Vacuum on 3. Nightfall, he takes 1 out of the equation. Now chased after another. It's going to be Malady. Slowed down by the Ancient Apparition. Run over by the Darkseer. Once again.
Omni Knight, man. He's cooking.
And Kiyotaka gets the ult out of Tofu. Now even Ace. Ace is dead. Oh, man.
I mean, he doesn't have anything, right? You look at the items on this Tide. It's phase boots, headdress. Like,
Yeah,
he's not tanky with this. Oh, it's going to hit him.
It's going to hit him. He will not die to it, though.
What if he buys Soul Ring? He Soul Rings himself, though.
That's a interesting idea.
What is that sound effect?
It's the ice.
I know, but what is that in real life?
Probably ice cubes
Sounds like a
binding together.
dog with marbles in its mouth.
Well, that's just unrealistic. They're not going to bring a dog into the studio.
What are you talking about? My dog used to eat marbles all the time. He was really dumb.
I mean, starting off every fight by being able to kill the Ancient Apparition is a good way to go if you could kill him. Fortunately, this time it doesn't work. Searched away in Aurora. Reset and ready to fight.
I love that dog for the record, in case anyone's misinterpreting that statement.
Clearly you loved him.
He was just really
for
dumb.
feeding him all those marbles.
No, I was not feeding him marbles. The dog just would find rocks and marbles and eat them on his own. They weren't even my marbles.
Snowball pickup. Wukong's command Boundless Strike hits on 2 with the silence, hitting the Storm Spirit. He's knocked back into the silence. They actually got him this time. This time they will have him. He survived so many times and they will still lose the fight.
At what price?
A 2 for 3 exchange, even though they hit the combo, killed the Storm Spirit. What about Nightfall?
He's stealing your stacks. He's dealing the deeps.
Also, what happened in changing the guard for Quinn?
I think he's about to change his mindset on this facet after this game.
That was a weak one.
You're a weak man, okay?
I just admit it. They can't all be bangers. They're fighting under the calling like it just doesn't exist.
Nightfall just does not care about anything. There's the Surge repelled Omni. God damn, I mean, this guy is just slapping kids down right now.
I mean, Tidehunter's here. He doesn't have Ravage. Is Gaimin Gladiators just going to call it soon? This
is way more than out of control. This is just an embarrassment.
Heck of hyenas attacking a turtle. Poor Tidehunter didn't stand a chance. 5 for nothing.
They have completely run this lineup over. Not enough ability to stand your ground, which is really funny considering you have Monkey King Tide, who in theory are there to be able to stand their ground. But Nightfall says, nope, I am too powerful.
Yeah, Omni Knight might be the ultimate carry to break that. He doesn't give a damn about your Kraken Shell. He doesn't care about your Wukong's command.
Repel, pure damage, purification, pure damage hammer, super good versus the Tide. And then you have this Guardian and you just run at Monkey. He's not happy about that. You're also dealing pure damage through the armor of the Monkey. Seems like pretty good matchups here.
That's why he needs to swap in one of the statues, change in the guard.
Yeah, then he can die at the other end of the fight instead of when the Omni runs it.
Well, he stops taking damage. I assume you probably are able to jump into the trees and stuff.
I mean, is it only for 1.5 seconds?
Well, that's close to Blink Dagger, or close to... What's his ability called? Tree Dance? It's close to the cooldown of Tree Dance.
Kiyotaka almost caught Watson again.
Aurora just speeding up. Kill bottom, look top. Kill top, look bottom.
Boost travel gives you that.
That's true. And soon he's going to have a BKB, so he won't need no Omni Knight repel. Nightfall can just state that for himself. He's going to have a harpoon. Nobody's getting away from this man.
That is a wild timing. Radiant's harpoon at 20 minutes. These are expensive items.
Rod of Atos on Riki for extra catch. Pipe for the Darkseer.
And Nightfall has just lived in their triangle this game. The other upside of being able to run at anybody in this early game, you just take the farm away from them. It's doubly good. Another pickoff for this Boots Travel Storm. This game just feels over unless Gaimin can make something happen here. With this.
Yeah, right now they're committing a smoke to trying to catch this Omni Knight. They're going to have to Ravage for him because he's got haste. And there goes.
They got him. Big streak, 1,500 gold.
Yeah, it was worth a lot, yeah.
Just as that Harpoon arrived. I get a connection in this game, finally. But they lost their Wisdom Shrines.
Yeah, how did they...
Radiant are
They
scanning.
killed the Omni Knight right next to their Shrine of
Radiant's
Wisdom.
middle tower is under
And
attack.
then lost their Shrine of Wisdom.
It's like they just lost focus after the kill or something.
Yeah, it does kind of
It
feel
was like a
that way.
celebratory kill. We got him. And they're all high-fiving each other. Yeah. Yeah, did you see me ravage him?
Is that what you guys did on Quincy Crew?
No, we didn't win many fights, Austin.
Well, just like Gaimin Gladiators in this game.
Sure, Quinn feels right at home. Shard to the
Dire's
Ancient
middle
Apparition. That's a
tower
nice
is
little
under
pickoff.
attack.
Is nerfed this patch.
Oh, yeah? What happened to it?
They nerfed the percentage duration you get of cold feet.
Oh. Well, that's 10% less stuns is kind of whatever. Goodbye, Malady.
This part.
He went out his own way, you know.
He did. He did. He gave that Remnant a big ol' hug. Kiyotaka up to 20 galvanized stacks. Looking good. Gaimin Gladiators. I don't know what their game plan is. I guess get BKB
Dire are scanning.
on 2 of their cores.
They just want to
See what
get
happens.
BKB Monkey, BKB Lina, and take every fight where you go in, ravage the Omni Knight, all in him. Or take a fight where the Omni Knight's not there. One of those two things. It's very hard to go in if the Omni Knight is around the rest of the team. With Crimson and Pipe on the Darks here, your damage is going to get squashed pretty fast. They want to put an Aegis on Nightfall so you prevent any of those sort of openings. Makes sense to me. One thing about this Omni Knight is he doesn't take buildings that well. In theory, going high ground's not that great for Aurora. So maybe Gaimin have some time to try and recover this game a bit, particularly with the Lina high ground defense.
Yeah, there's a chance you get like
Lost.
you blocked
Looking for
in
me.
by the ice shards with the Wukong's command out. That can get a little annoying. Calling as
Austin,
well.
Austin,
Avery.
Austin, you know what?
Avery. Yes.
Austin, do you know what happened this game? It feels like the first time in forever. I just realized it because Quinn just paused.
No.
Nobody paused for the Monkey King bug.
Is it fixed? No, probably not.
I'm not saying it's fixed.
That was
but
probably just our.
I'm just
Let's be
saying.
real.
I'm just saying. Nobody did it.
Will wonders never cease? The Monkey King bug. Addressed after 15 years. Goodbye,
Radiant's
Watson.
middle tower is under attack.
He's had a rough one, man. He's been hounded in the early game. The lane was not too well.
Yeah, there's no way we see carry Lina again. It worked the first time, but I feel like once you get addressed this badly, there's no way you get back to the hero.
Maybe not first pick, right? I think it's okay to do that, though. You win a game with a hero, you feel really good. You first pick again, game 2, you put a lot of pressure on the enemy. You need to answer this threat. Aurora, they did answer the threat.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean the hero's just completely trash.
It's like stress testing the hero.
Yeah, you know, how far can we take it? You gotta push it to the limit.
Push it to the limit.
Radiant's top tower is under
Aurora.
attack.
See, that's
Apparently
what
high
Malady
ground
was
is
doing.
not a problem for them right now.
Malady was stress testing how much damage the Omni Knight does. And now Gaimin are calibrating it so when they play against it again, they'll know.
They're like, right, Omni Knight with his hammer, one hit, does half of a Tuss HP.
Exactly.
Quinn got an opening. More than an opening. They're going to try and kill Nightfall twice here, but he gets out of the Wukong's command. It's not looking good. Blocks him in with the shards, but now Nightfall's just running back at you.
Watson.
Ice Blast coming in. Watson's dead again, perhaps. Kiyotaka trying to finish him off. Laguna Blade goes out. Kiyotaka gets the kill. Oh, he got struck in the back of the head. Clubbed by Quinn. Will end up going down. Still, Aurora will clean up the rest of this fight. Quinn actually going back in after Mirai doesn't get the kill. Now he's stuck. Now he's dead.
You went for the Omni Knight. You swung. You missed. You had Aegis anyway.
Yeah, he still has that extra life.
I love this part. I love this part.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Did get Kiyotaka though. That's pretty
Radiant
nice.
structures
A lot of gold for that kill.
I mean, there was a chance if they could have actually killed Nightfall once and then reset up around the Wukong's command, but
It's just with Watson getting jumped, he's all of your TPS.
yeah.
And he has no BKB, so every time Storm, Ricky, one of the two is just on him. The other tag teams it. It's way too hard to protect this Lina in the fight. You have no real ability to do it. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by the Omni Knight, I must say.
You like it? I told you, man. This hero feels pretty damn good.
I mean, anytime you give a hero a free spell, probably difficult for him to be terrible.
How many free mana cost free spells are there?
Isn't this the only one? Other than, you know, like Split Shot or something or whatever.
Yeah, I think it might be. Quinn pops his BKB, fighting for his life, but it's just not. It's just Nightfall does too much damage for you.
Yeah, I don't know about
You
that
can't
one.
handle him. I think this is
the
it's
cheap
about
one.
time.
Yeah.
It's about time, Gaimin Gladiators.
Time to go to bed.
Well, they still game 3.
Night, night.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's also part of the reason they should just call it GG. You have a game ahead of you. I feel like there's what's the, you know, why stress out more about the game at hand?
Radiant's top tower.
I think they're still thinking they can get the BKB on Lina and do something on the high ground. I mean, it's possible.
Radiant's top
Nightfall
tower
doesn't want to
is
give you
under attack.
that time either, though he still has 30 seconds on his agent, by the way. Never lost it.
Yep. 18,000 net worth on Nightfall. Watson is at 12,000. Anybody shows on the side lanes anywhere, they're pretty quickly hunted down by the Storm Spirit. Up to 26 galvanized stacks.
The other thing for this Omni Knight, though, is he doesn't have to play into any dispels here. It's a pretty big factor for the hero.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like, this is kind of a dream Omni Knight game. You're just against a bunch of right-clickers with physical. Your Repel makes you a god. GA makes you a god. There's no one really to disrupt you. Like this play, right? You get the Repel off, and you just run into the entire enemy team. And there's nothing they can do about it. Pretty good situation for the hero.
Makes Toronto Tokyo's game very easy.
Oh, yeah.
You're just able to wait, like at some point in time, the enemy team clumps up, hits a big vacuum.
You won't necessarily have that every Omni Knight game.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if you early pick the hero. Like, I don't think you can first pick this hero, but in the right situation, I can definitely see him doing what he's doing here, which is cooking.
Over 30,000 damage done. Second closest, Kiyotaka Storm Spirit at 20k. Smoked up. They're going to break up the low grind here. Going after Quinn, pulled him down with the vacuum. He activates his BKB, makes a run for it, but Nightfall sticks onto him. Just beats him down. Even through the BKB, it don't matter. Next up, Kiyotaka zips onto Watson. Deal with him. GG is called.
Yep. I think that game has been over for some time, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been done for like a solid 20 minutes.
I mean, respect the Gaimin for trying to pull something out.
When Watson died back-to-back underneath his Gladiators, And Gaimin Gladiators are back to their old tricks again. Back to an Aura offlaner for Ace.
Will he be the 5-star Uber? Or will he be Neil's shitty rental car full of trash?
I mean, is it really Uber? I feel like it's public transportation. If anybody can go through the gate, you know?
Oh, like he's operating a bus line or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I got your drift.
Malady going to be in some trouble already. Tag team to start things off. He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
But at least he gets a whoopee cushion.
And the first blood went
expensive ass whoopee cushion.
to Panto, so probably not the guy you're too concerned about getting some extra gold here.
Sure.
Not anything crazy.
We got a Thunderstorm.
That's nice.
Thunderstrike additionally hits all enemies within kinetic field.
Okay.
Thunderstrike slow is doubled. Duration is doubled.
See if you can make some use out of it. Does kind of assume you're going to be catching people in the kinetic field. A little bit there.
I mean, I feel like that might be worth it just for the slow itself. 0.8 seconds slow instead of 0.4.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That seems pretty handy. Who cares about the other part of it? All right, so our mid matchup is going to be the Enigma versus the Kunkka.
Yeah, wild lane swap here.
Yeah, we're trying to dodge the Underlord, but they still got the Kunkka versus the Enigma. It feels like there's no way Toronto Tokyo gets a good setup here.
I mean, he does not want to be versus Kunkka.
No. But he also doesn't want to be against the Underlord, I don't think. He wants to be against Watson's Morphling.
Were they expecting, like, Gaimin to put the Morphling mid or something?
I guess.
That's the only reason you'd send this Enigma mid. They kind of out-mind game themselves. And Gaimin literally did nothing. They just went into the lanes normally. And Toronto Tokyo was like, oh, well, now I look like a fool. I outplayed myself. I thought he was giving him more credit. I thought you guys were more creative.
Yeah, these guys are major winners.
It's like they're absolutely going to put Morphling mid.
TI finalists. He's thinking back to his time against LGD in the grand finals of TI. And he was
Jow
like,
would have put that.
there was all kinds of shit going on,
That's
man.
right.
We were swapping heroes around. We had no idea what was going on in the draft. Gaimin Gladiators, meanwhile, they say Lamau, Underlord. That is kind of how they won multiple majors.
Yeah, that's true. It is one of Ace's best heroes. They had a monster win rate on it for that period of time. And this did get a really good start for the Morphling. The fact they didn't swap the lanes means that they made Aurora mind game themselves, which in turn gave the Morphling a really good start because there was no one down here. So now he's leading the CS chart, leading the XP, he's killing Eidolons aggressively.
Yeah.
Look at that. Sometimes
Two out. Ooh,
the best
Kiyotaka
move
gets a little bit low on mid.
is no move, Austin.
That is true.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Dude, Malady has lost his courier. I swear, he's just losing his thing off cooldown. The man don't care.
Panto manning up for the kill. He'll have it. Tofu will die. Panto will die. They'll be traded out. I think that's actually good for Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, I don't think they mind that at all, especially where the lane is. You will lose the Lotus.
I mean, the Underlord gets all that attribute Aurora.
Yeah,
So
46 already.
he's sitting at 46 damage. So it's just like free CSing against a tiny.
No, lanes are looking pretty solid for Gaimin so far, despite, in theory, Aurora getting the matchup they wanted. I just want to say, though, if Malady loses his courier again on the respawn, I'm leaving the broadcast.
Thank God.
I'm going to find out where he lives. I'm going to go there in Neil's
They're
garbage
pool
rental
camping.
car, his
Okay.
Avis luxury, whatever it is,
Yep.
and I'm going to tell him personally that if you ever lose a courier again, I'll be back.
That's it. Just I'll be back.
Austin, see, you're just a man of physical violence. Sometimes the threat of the black hole is greater than the black hole itself.
Yeah, but you have to actually use the black hole at some point in time in order for there to be a threat.
I don't know, Toronto-Tokyo.
Toronto-Tokyo.
He didn't use it last game.
Exactly. There was no threat of the black hole.
But he still has that threat up. Gaimin are sitting in this game going, he still hasn't black holed.
He's double black hole available. Watson will get run down. A little bit of hiccup there, but he does end up dying.
Got lagged into oblivion. There was no lag in the game, though. I can assure the viewers. That's me going to his house.
With a stick. His courier did make it safely this time, everybody.
Did it, though? Did it? All right. Oh, my God. I was almost out of here. I was ready to... I had this man on speed dial. I swear, dude. That would have been the 4th death in a row in the early game. It's unacceptable, dude.
If you guys didn't know, Avery's biggest pet peeve in professional Dota is players losing their couriers too often.
Because it is easily avoidable, and they refuse to do it.
Nightfall. Ooh, stuck in the pit again. Cold feeded, pitted again. And I think Panto, he's going to try and take this kill, but Ace is going to get so much damage on him for it.
The little repulsion. Ace can do nothing.
Yeah, that repulsion is really annoying.
Underlord's owning the tiny matchup, though. This is a really good matchup for Underlord.
Yeah.
You reduce his high base damage. You get a crap ton of bonus damage. You can out-CS him. Of course, you have the Firestorm for this hero at all points in the game. Ace Underlord doing some work. Top 3 CS all belong to Gaimin Gladiators here.
Nice glimpse. Fortunately, the Underlord, well, I guess this means, you can't punish the Underlord, but that's fine. He's going for the power rune anyway. Watson waveforms back. They're really going for him. TP coming in from the Ringmaster. This is not an easy kill. Toronto-Tokyo is a level 4 Enigma all of a sudden in the mid lane. What the hell is going on?
Trying to dodge the Kunkka lane bottom.
Comes back on Malady. He's going to die here. Wait for him. Over 2 different heroes. It'll finish off the Disruptor. Both back onto the Enigma as well. Kiyotaka will grab a shield room, but I don't think he can really fight this out. Oh, look at all the Eidolons that die. That feels so good for Quinn. Killing the Enigma is probably worth like 1.5 times the bounty.
Interesting lane swap that ends up favoring Gaimin immensely in the end. As this Kunkka is the highest level, he's dominating the fight, and the fight just happened in mid where he can TP into it. If Kunkka doesn't have the capability to join that fight, I'd say that move makes a lot of sense for Aurora. But when he does, I don't think you can just force this Morphling Enigma matchup anymore.
Malady gets there in time. Mira, I don't think you win this fight. Do not win this fight.
Another death.
So Malady gets extra wisdom out of the Wisdom Shrine.
I mean, Gaimin have got to be happy with this early unit. Aurora going for some lane shenanigans, and they have paid a big price. Falling behind in some XP right now.
Do you favor Gaimin Gladiators outside of the lanes, though? Like overall draft, did you like what you saw?
I think this draft's really even. I don't think either team is that favored. I think it's an executional game.
Okay. Fair enough.
I mean, both teams have a lot of team fight. They have a pretty hard scaling carry. Might give a little bit of an edge to the Morphling scale here if he pulls ahead. But if he doesn't and all the cores are even, the Morphling late game doesn't look that scary when you have Void Spirit Enigma to back up the Tiny. There's a lot of silences for this Morphling to deal with. There's a black hole if he goes the BKB route. Hard to scale into Enigma Tusk. Always
Malady. Is he going to be able to help Tofu out of here? Escape act, but when he comes back, nice Tane. The whip, though, nice shards. Blocks him in still. Kiyotaka able to run him down. Now he's looking at his next victim, Malady, while Watson chases after Mira. Made the call for Underlord to come back. Meanwhile, Malady did get run down underneath the tier 2.
They're still going to eye Watson here. Does not have a lot of resources.
Yeah, glimpse him back into a remnant, maybe? I mean, he has waveform. There's no way.
Well, enough to walk the base. As they get something for Kiyotaka, that's important. His start's pretty solid here. 2-0-2 for the Void Spirit. CS was not that great, but he also had to do that lane swap at the start. So let's not look too much into that.
Avery, where do you land on the great debate that is happening right now? Void Spirit, is this hero trash or not?
What? How is he trash?
I don't know. Everybody on Reddit is arguing about whether or not Void Spirit is actually good or not.
I mean, this hero is...
I'm seeing like 5 different Void Spirit expert threads who come in and say like this hero numbers-wise didn't actually get changed that much. It's still bad.
Just because a hero doesn't get changed, that doesn't mean he can't get better.
Okay.
Majority,
don't glare at me like I'm the one arguing.
The majority of the time that a hero comes back in the meta is because his counters get nerfed or changed, and the meta shifts, and his toolkit becomes more valuable. The hero doesn't need to get directly buffed to become more viable in the pro scene. This hero still scales insanely. He still does a lot of damage. He's still a pretty strong frontline initiator, and his laning's fine. So the hero cannot be trash. It's just not possible.
Okay. You sound so indignant about it.
I mean, who said these things? Like,
who Reddit it?
I want names.
Well, I can look up the accounts for you.
No, don't do that.
If you really want to call them out by person.
No, I don't want to do that because I'm sure they're great people.
Well, I mean, probably not.
They've just been hounded by Void Spirit in their games, you know?
Well, half of them are the Void Spirit. That's the point. Anyway.
Could be Void Spirit propaganda, though. Can't rule that out. Could be like Quinn on a Smurf.
Yeah.
Trying to sandbag the hero so he gets more buffs.
I mean, he did repeatedly say this hero is the worst hero in the game last patch.
Yeah, that's classic pro move. They do it all the time. Like, I cannot tell you how many of the Reddit posts complaining about how bad Lone Druid is was just Matuma Man on a Smurf. For years, he did this. It's a well-known secret within the pro community.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Arteezy did it with Terrorblade.
Nice catch. Static Storm 100 to 0'd. Watson did not expect that move from behind.
That's a juicy kill. Right in front of that tier 1. They're going to be able to hit it with the Tiny 2.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And a little pause for the Monkey King bug. No, I'm just kidding.
So Gaimin Gladiators.
Oh, it's door. Is this door number 1? What's behind door number 1 today? It's the Monkey King bug. That's what's behind door number 1. Can you stop spilling all over the desk, by the way? What is going on? Is this the...
It's just a little bit of water.
Is this three-dimensional casting? Because there's morphling?
What does that even mean? Okay.
It's like a 3D movie. He's waveforming me in real life. Except it's boiling water, so please
no
don't.
water has touched you, so I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, it's getting close.
Listen, I won't say that I didn't do that before to a co-caster.
Yeah, exactly. You have a history here.
It hasn't happened since. It was a one-time thing.
How is your mug even full when half of it's on the deck? Doesn't even make sense.
That's because it's not very much water.
Radiant structures
TP top with the Tiny. Looking to defend and push.
is under attack.
Is Aurora getting too greedy right now?
Yeah,
Quinn
I mean,
says yes.
fighting into this Underlord. This Underlord has 120 extra damage. Snowball pickup trying to dodge the X. Does so successfully. While taking out Malady in the process. Escape back, dodging a little bit more. They have to commit to get the kill, and they commit Mira's life to do so. Kiyotaka, he's got a remnant coming up, or a jump rather, so he's fine-ish. There you go.
Despite his hero being completely garbage, he manages to escape. Barely. It's Ace on top, though. He is really farmed out of this early game, and he's just going to rush the Crimson. So no scaling right-click build for him. Surprising.
Surprising the #1 Aura offlaner is going Auras. Yeah.
I mean, it is the Ace MO. I think he could have done it, though, because you have this Kunkka mid.
Nah. I feel like, don't you already have enough physical damage coming out of Kunkka and Morphling?
Oh, Toronto Tokyo, he blocked himself out of this play with his own Eidolons.
Well, Quinn cleared out the Eidolons for him. So now Toronto Tokyo can get into position to Black Hole. That is going to be a really annoying combination that they have. They do have Glimpse into Black Hole. Kind of like a 100 to 0 pickoff.
That's not a comp.
Dire's middle tower is
That's
under
not a
attack.
combo. How is Glimpse Black Hole a combo?
I've seen that like a lot. in
Every
Dota
3
2.
minutes you can do the combo.
And
No, like
if it's a guaranteed kill on
glimpse
like
into
a big
arrow.
carry,
Glimpse into Arrow is a combo. Glimpse into Tame the Beast is a combo. Glimpse into Black Hole.
so you're saying no spell that has like a 2-minute cooldown can be in a combo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, it can with other big spells, you know? Like, or if it's like a setup, like Vacuum into Black Hole. Whoa, you know, Wombo combo. The reason
You're
I will
living in the
argue
past,
this,
old man.
No, the
Black
reason-
Hole is no longer a team fighting.
No.
You no
The
longer
reason
get
I will
3
argue
heroes in a
this-
black hole. You black hole one person. That's Dota nowadays.
Valid point, but I will counter your valid point with a more valid point.
Okay.
There's a game going on.
Now there it
Is
is.
Ace dead?
Ace.
Is he overstepped?
He is very tanky, but 5 heroes underneath the tier 1 tower. Tanky? I doubt it. Blocked in by the shards. Escape back goes out. Maybe a chance? A shot? He jumps away. Pulled back in. He's dead.
That took forever.
It did take a really long time, but Malady isn't taking very long to die. Vessel on him. He's going to tick out here. A second kill. Meanwhile, Quinn right in the middle of all these heroes. Boat goes out. Snowball pickup. Mira dodging some of the damage. Quinn thinks about going and hitting a Tidebringer hit. Almost brings down Mira. Wait for it. Watson finishes him off. Meanwhile, Quinn back in. X
enough.
counter to Glimpse, but it wasn't enough. Still died as Kiyotaka is going on a rampage out here. Taking heroes down one by
Man.
one. The vessels, the remnant jumps, the everything.
I mean, you have to really question Gaimin in this push. If Ace makes the call to go hit this tower with Crimson because he's invincible, where the hell is the team for the minute he's sitting there getting wailed on?
Yeah.
One of them was wrong in that instance. If Ace just steps up too far and didn't make the call, then the team should abandon him. And if the call was made that we need to push this tower and fight it, I have the Aurora, we're Gaimin Gladiators, go, go, go. Then, I mean, the team's just sleeping on the job or what? Look at the dots on the minimap.
Okay, let's
Watson mid. The supports are completely off display. They're TPing in now. The Kunkka's bottom. Quinn has to walk to this fight. He's still walking to this fight. Still walking to this fight, by the way. Guess what? Still walking to the fight. Now he's here.
Now he's here.
And he gets punched.
And
this
he
is the X
immediately
combo.
surrounded. Yeah.
Gets one cleave off in a boat. I mean, something went wrong in the communication here for Gaimin in terms of what they were supposed to be doing at this point. Because that Underlord took so damn long to kill. You don't have Black Hole for this fight. There's no way this should be a team wipe. And Aurora are laughing all the way to the bank. They're like, thank you. Our Void Spirit's in a really good spot now. He just got an amp damage rune. He has a full vessel.
Yeah, he's huge. He's halfway to his Aghanim Scepter. Looking great. Mira has a Blink Dagger on the Tusk.
And I like this vessel pickup. You know, another big thing that can bring heroes back in the meta is item changes, right? It doesn't have to be a buff to the hero. If the items that hero wants to buy become stronger or the buildup becomes better, you're going to see them more. I was thinking about it today when we were watching Satanic play Faceless Void. That Mjolnir Scotty buildup, that's a classic Void buildup, right? He's a classic Scotty carrier.
Yeah.
It's a big stat item now. That's way better for him than just the flat HP. That's something that can bring a hero back in the meta. I like this Vessel on the Void Spirit. This used to be a Void Spirit build. It's a lot of early game damage. You're getting 10 all stats now. You're getting a little armor.
Oh, they baited him in on the neutral camp. That's pretty clever. Unfortunately, they didn't have the damage, but it was cute.
Radiant's
But yeah, I
top
guess
tower is under attack.
between Vessel and Scotty being two, like, at least at this point, seems like premier items for the patch, then Universal heroes are going to be having a heyday because they're both all attribute items.
The universal fact with this Vessel is really nice for this Void Spirit. You gotta have to take these things into account.
Okay. I will say, though, who's the blame on for that play from Gaimin Gladiators earlier?
Well, we don't know.
I mean, it's got to be.
We don't know.
It doesn't matter if you make the call if your team just can't get...
Oh, he survived.
He's still going to die to the glimpse. They do manage to finish off the Void Spirit, though. Finally, Kiyotaka dies. Watson, black hole, the one-man black hole, but the Ice Blast coming in with the Torrent, hits on 2, and now the toss turned around from Watson. You thought you were going to kill me? Nah, I'm killing you, son. That's going to be a regen pickup. Give him the Rampage. The man deserves it. Boo.
I feel like that is how Ace envisioned the first fight. They have to overcommit on me, and we should get something in return. With some nice spell combinations finally coming out from this Gaimin squad. That is something that Tofu can make happen with the vortexes going down, amping up all this magic damage. This is just not an easy target to commit to. Even with the Vessel amp damage Void Spirit, you just have to commit so damn much. And it was a very clutch X from Quinn. If that X does not go on Kiyotaka there, we're looking at a very different story.
Yep. And then Watson, the black hole here, but him turning into the Tiny does a big combo off of Quinn and Tofu's hit.
Yeah, it's just huge.
Nasty.
Searing Signets on top of it all and getting baited. Aurora. They felt confident after the first go-around. Overconfident in their abilities to take that fight.
Yeah, they went from laughing to holding their heads in their hands. Watson now level 15, so he's got the extra 250 waveform range. Makes him a lot scary in these fights, especially considering the heroes that he can turn into. Tiny is a scary one. You could just free avalanche toss combination in the fight. Always good to turn into Void Spirit.
Radiant are scanning.
What was the point I was making before all that?
Items?
No, before
Change
that.
what heroes? One-man black hole, and you said that was a good point.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so my more valid
salient
point to go back to that.
Radiant's
If you saw someone pick Disruptor Enigma in the draft, are you going, that's my 1-2 punch? I got my combo. No. I'll answer for you. No.
I might now.
And the debate has ended
if I
in a
see it
victory
enough.
for me.
Victory for you.
Nobody has ever said that. Shadow Demon Murano is a nice little combo. Darkseer Jakiro, a little ice, vacuum into ice path. Omni Knight Storm, a little repellent to jump. What the fuck is Glimpse Black Hole, dude? Nobody's ever said that. No one has ever said Disruptor Enigma. Oh man. Oh man, we already got our combo in this game. Put a point on the board for me, wherever the board is.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done now. You can continue with your play-by-play. Some things have to be addressed, Austin.
This is why I had to cast with you.
We cannot let
Nobody
certain
else
things slide. Otherwise, where are the standards?
There are none. There are no standards for casting. Clearly.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think you know exactly what it means.
I'm not going to take standards advice from a guy. His desk is covered in water. Clean up your workstation. We'll get back to this game. Where did the shard go? I got distracted. Panto, of course.
Oh,
Yeah.
gee, you got distracted.
I wonder- I wonder-
How'd that happen?
I don't know.
Do you even know what's going on in this game?
Yep. Blink Dagger's online for Aurora on the Tusk. They have the Shadow Blade on the Tiny. Ags just arrived for Kiyotaka. They are ready to brawl, ready to initiate, ready to fight. You have to watch out for these silences now if you're Watson. You have a Manta to get rid of it, but that's about it.
Thinking about ganking a Helm of the Overlord creep.
Well, they got the Enigma.
Pulled back into the Ancient Apparition with the Ringmaster Wheel of Wonder to cover it.
And they have the auras up on Ace. Pipe and Crimson Dun. You give up kills near your base, Gaimin are going to push it.
Yeah, especially with the extra damage the Underlord has. Boy, 285 damage a hit. Tofu almost got assassinated by Kiyotaka. Now Kiyotaka, slight trouble, did actually get cold feet, but the rest of the team turned around. They figured, that's a Void Spirit. We're not going to catch him. They went after the Tusk instead.
But didn't catch him, and they lost their AA. That was a drive-by right there.
It really was.
Couldn't do anything about it. A little concerning there for Gaimin. How much control do you really have in this game? In terms of instant lockdown, not a lot. This Void Spirit's going to be a scaling problem. He's 8-1-8. He's having a monster game. That one death set him back considerably. But man, he has been slain at will. And he's really causing the support duo problems.
For those keeping track of the numbers, his innate is currently giving him 2 HP regen, 3 armor, 1 mana regen, and 2 magic resistance. I will admit those numbers do look a little low, but he's a universal hero, so it's whatever.
I don't even think that's in the bottom 10% of innate. Now, I'm not going to say it's that great in innate, but I don't think it's absolute trash.
Who does have a really trash innate? I know Mira's in the green room screaming, Earth Spirit! Earth Spirit!
Yeah. Yeah, he's up there.
Ooh, did not manage to whip him into the wheel. He is still going to be pulled back into the pit. But, double jump away into TP out. Okay, Gaimin Gladiators with big time. That was a pretty heavy commitment by them. And, by the way, Observer wanted you to know, Melody's courier died again.
Oh, it did? Okay, that's good. You know who's an 8 I think is trash? Keeper the Light.
I don't even know what his is.
Unless they changed it. It's the, like, minimum mana thing, right? You cannot go below 75 mana. That has to be one of the worst. I'm sorry, like... I'm sure it has its uses in fights and stuff, but...
That is terrible.
Come on, like, in the grand scheme of things...
Gaimin Gladiators, apparently undeterred by the fact they missed out on the Void Spirit kill, will just go for Roshan. And Aurora, despite having every single ultimate up except, I guess, Static Storm, they'll give it up. Where's that courier?
What
oh, there, that's where the courier is.
What was that?
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Something about the slowed down audio in Dota is
Really
sounds
demonic.
truly satanic, yeah. Aghanim Scepter with a shard for the Void Spirit. He's going to work towards Manta, so expect all the universal items for this man. No.
Stupid rabbit. Why was that so satisfying? He's so frustrated.
Silly rabbit tricks with
Dire's
the
middle
kids.
tower is
That's
under
actually an
attack.
amazing replay.
Can we get a replay of that one, please? What? Underlord trying to catch Nightfall. Got him in the pit. I mean, the most you can get out of him is BKB TP.
The signature
which
move.
is his signature
It's coming.
move.
He's
Oh, there he goes.
He raised his arm up. He's like, I got him. What's happening in this game?
Radiant's
It's just turned into some
bottom
courier
tower is
killing
under
split
attack.
push clown fiesta where Gaimin have all these auras but can't group up to fight anything. And they're just slowly farming up scale on Void Spirit Enigma. It's got to feel great for Aurora.
Oh, yeah. A
They're-
Revenant's Broach soon for Nightfall.
They're approaching BKB Blink Black Hole, and there's nothing for it in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
The Void Spirit's continuing to scale. The Tiny's top net worth. These auras on the Underlord are going to fall off.
Attack.
We get another one here.
Radiant's courier.
Well, that one was the dog courier. That's a good courier. I don't take any joy in that. The rabbit.
Baiting out the dragon. Quick jump in with the Static Storm, though with Tofu around, they decided that was not a good go.
Don't have that BKB on the Enigma yet, otherwise I think Toronto Tokyo absolutely goes in there. Still had Aegis on him anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Should have stuck to sniping the couriers.
And he's going to replace that Aegis with a BKB. Actually, the BKB's flying out right now, and he still has 2.5 minutes left of the Aegis. So time to hit some tier 2s. They've let Aurora wrap them enough.
He was talking, just seeing what's up. Ooh, we got both of them.
Fortified.
Instant voice line. Yeah, that's how you do it. He'll trade out the Wisdom Shrines. This is a very even game, man.
How long till Gaimin Gladiators are in trouble?
They can keep scaling for a decent amount of time. I mean, you have AA.
Radiant are scanning.
AA means you can always go in a late game and just burst that one dude. Morphline's going to scale pretty well here. Kunkka will do fine. You are worried about this Underlord falling off eventually,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
especially with the build he went. It's a lot of early game aura and utility that isn't going to do much against Black Hole and the burst damage coming out from the cores. You also have to think about this Disruptor Ags. Not far off here for Panto. He's been finding a lot of farm.
Rolled over. Watson hits him with the waveform. We're going to have an Aghanim Scepter for Ace, so they will have a bit more global catch, which might help with this rat situation. Nightfall going to pop out, kill the Ancient Apparition, BKB, teleport away.
Bye-bye.
Do you think that's
Dire's
worth
middle
it?
tower is under
A
attack.
BKB charge to kill a support when you're not really going to fight while the Ancient Apparition is dead anyway?
It's probably not worth it in the grand scheme of things.
Like, he could have just hit neutral creeps and probably gotten about the same amount of gold considering the whole
Yeah.
TP back and everything.
I mean, it was in, what, 8-second BKB? Would be pretty nice to have.
Dire's top tower
I'd say
is
it's
under
not.
attack.
Gaimin Gladiators aren't slowing down. It's not like the pickoff on the support is stopping them from hitting towers. Another tier 2
Dire's
falls.
top tower has fallen.
Yeah, Blink BKB Black Hole's available, though. And there's this Disruptor Ag's 800 away. It's going to be a big problem item for Gaimin. Because the initiation's pretty reliable here with the Tusk Void Spirit. You just jump in, punch somebody, drop the Storm on them. Pretty difficult to react. You have to get Ringmaster saved.
Ace spots the Void Spirit, immediately drops the pit, knows he's in trouble. Has made the call to his team, and now he's going to turn back around. Now that reinforcements are on their way. Kiyotaka, Manta deals with the Rod of Atos, no problem.
They're just playing with him.
Yeah. I don't think Ace minds too much, though. He just wants to finish up his point booster for the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, they mess with the Underlord, but
It's going back in round 2.
okay, this time no Static Storm.
No auras.
Entirely reliant on the Void Spirit's damage. Doesn't have Manta, but they do have a glimpse back. Caught him inside the kinetic field. The supports are now here, but Ace isn't dead yet. And he still has a Crimson Guard, still has some heals. Now it's going to be Void Spirit, maybe dead as he gets taunted up, but again, they couldn't get him inside the wheel. A little bit more from Watson, could finish him off. Snowball pickup. And a jump away is due for Kiyotaka. 3 more seconds. He's
alive.
okay. They're not going to chase. Ice Blast is worn out.
Damn, this hero's hard to kill.
It really is. And now Nightfall back into position. Tofu got locked in a cage earlier by the shard, saved by Escape Act. Second a chance though. Mira with the punch, a little bit more. Tofu, he gets off a couple of spells finally. Kiyotaka will be the death of him. Mira will be traded out for that one. Ace is going to push forward. Bait on 2, spotted Nightfall. Nightfall supports the back line. They do manage to dance away from this Nightfall Tiny. Uses BKB for that one. Another Static Storm going to be put to use. Ace, Rod of Atos on a Panto. Should chase him down. Think Aurora have given up on this fight unless Toronto Tokyo sees a Dream Black Hole scenario.
They're not clumped enough. Nightfall was hoping that Morphling was going to walk up the hill straight into him. When it didn't happen, kind of got to bail on that fight. Not the easiest position to go deep in for the Enigma. You trade out supports here. Does favor Gaimin. And it gets Butterfly on the Morphling. Amp damage in the top river. Roche potentially spawning in 40 seconds here.
It looks like Quinn's going to go Scythe of Ice instead of further damage build. He already has Radiance, BKB, SNY, so it's like he has a damage build. Do you agree with him not keeping that going?
They want more lockdown for the Void Spirit.
I guess he has been a nuisance. So.
This helps the Morphling a lot. If you hex this Void Spirit when he goes in, you just throw everything on him, blow him up. Even if the Black Hole comes in, you can probably survive it with the auras plus boat.
Yeah. He was, the other option was AC, is what he was looking at before, but...
I like the hex here.
Toronto Tokyo, knowing that if he goes Refresher right now, mana is a problem. So he's going to opt for an Aghanim Scepter while he watches from the high ground as Panto dies on the low ground.
He died very quickly. That
did.
is a Morphling hitting for 600 plus a pop.
Dire's bottom tower.
Amp damage is going to wear out. But still plenty of damage left to hit this tier 3. They are going to be able to catch top lane, get a pick off. Now they need to come back to the base. It's still in trouble here.
Still a black hole available. You just gonna give this up for free? Gotta go in.
Somebody's got to break this one. Range barracks done. Ace isn't backing down.
Kiyotaka trying to get on Malady to stop the save.
Gonna lead off on Ace. Having a bit of a poke of damage there. Kiyotaka looking for the supports, but Malady is hidden in the trees for now.
Got him.
He's just keeping pace with them this entire way.
I mean, they're smoking behind.
Yeah. They do want to force this one. He's just got to be careful of that side. Did not get caught by it. He managed to zip through and got sighted afterwards.
He is owning him on this chase. They can get another glimpse out of this.
I think they
30
will.
seconds.
Quinn, he's going to have to BKB TP out.
He will have to Nightfall.
Mira. I mean, Mira can't close the gap. He could just BKB TP. Scythe is on cooldown. Meanwhile, Malady was trying to get out as well. But it looks like he got spotted. We'll deal low ground. Toronto Tokyo will catch him with a blink. Still chasing after this Kunkka.
The man just
Is he going to use his BKB? He finally does, but now the Tusk is here. Oh, the turret. It might have just saved him. It does. Tofu will die instead.
And he's still chasing.
Caught inside the kinetic field. Glimmer Cape can only do so much for you here.
What the heck was that, man? He just chased them from his base to their base.
Yeah.
The entire length of the lane.
I mean, it was pretty sick.
And Gaimin could not regroup and turn.
They tried to round the corner on him and catch him with the scythe, but Quinn was just a tad bit too slow for it.
I mean, Quinn was lucky to get out there. Very lucky. As that route turned really bad, really fast. Power of the Void Spirit versus Limited Lockdown just stalks him, sets up all these glimpses, and now that is Ags for Panto. The late game scale is coming alive here for Aurora. Fight's getting a lot scarier for Watson.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo has Aghanim Scepter as well. Extra damage off that. Now he'll go the Refresher.
This is where you can start jumping in and committing these ults. As long as somebody checks the Malady Ringmaster. You don't want to commit these ults on a target and have him get Escape Act and reset the fight. So it's up to Kiyotaka to kind of check this back line. That's why the support position for Gaimin is super important in this game.
And why Kiyotaka is being such a menace.
Exactly. He is. He has Nullifier now, too. Perfect item for him because he knows his job in this game. Assassinate this support duo. Open up the fight for his cores. Do not get caught by the Hex as smoke action from both teams looking towards this Roshan.
Haste rune on Quinn for a few more seconds.
They're both taking the same angle.
They are. Quinn wrapping around behind them here.
Oh, they got the Ringmaster.
Shark got used. Not good for the Ringmaster. He's in trouble. Tossed up on Nightfall pops his BKB. He's taken out Ace out of the equation. Ace died pretty quickly, too.
No auras under that Static Storm.
A buyback with the Aghanim Scepter. Going to try and get there in time. Couldn't keep him inside the pit. Now here comes Toronto Tokyo.
Black hole.
Missed the black hole.
He could have stuffed him in,
backed
though.
out in time. Now Toronto Tokyo has to just run away with his BKB. Nightfall's running in, but he doesn't have his BKB, and he's surrounded by heroes. Gaimin Gladiators got this easy. They're going to run down more, try to get him with a Void Remnant. Got Kiyotaka with it while he attacks Toronto Tokyo. Couldn't finish off the Enigma. Really want this kill in the Void Spirit. Saved by the Snowball. Dissimulate will get him out of here. It's Mira who dies instead. Still chasing after Toronto Tokyo. Pull X back. Got him as well. So it was a bad start to the fight, but Gaimin Gladiators utilizing buybacks will gain control of the pit.
Yeah, huge buyback from Ace to come back in. Had all his items up. Couldn't get anything off in that Static Storm. And Watson dealing that damage. 9,400 out from that Morphling. He found his moment. Hurricane piked up to that high ground. Toronto Tokyo, the black hole, just too slow. I think he has to just be more decisive with it.
What is Panto doing here?
He's messing with it. He's about to blink, steal that Aegis.
Dude,
Radiant's middle tower.
he's lucky he's alive right now. Jesus.
That's a dieback for Mira. Kills his attempt to get towards his BKB, and that is a massive Aegis on this Morphling. Makes committing ults on him way more difficult. I don't know. I still can't believe that there's no opening in this fight for Toronto to find a black hole in somebody.
Oh, there definitely was.
There's no cancel for it. Like, you just drop it on the Morphling, right?
Yeah, one-man black hole.
That Hurricane Pike really messed him up. But here, you can suck him in. I don't know why he stopped it.
Yeah, it's still a threat.
And like, okay, if you stop it and run away, you're not contributing anything to the fight because you don't have auras or anything.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have just committed to it and maybe you suck him in. But that's a huge miss for Aurora. They needed it in this fight. The Tiny getting chunked down by that A Morphling magic damage combo.
Some beautiful saves by Mira this game. In particular because he's playing against an Underlord, which is like the hard counter to Tusk.
Yeah, really tough matchup for him.
That pit, you just like, you throw it on a hero that you're going on, the Tusk, in his attempt to try and snowball, just blinks into the pit, instant grabbed.
Now there's a Gleipnir on Ace as well.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
That's what we call the mega pit right there.
Yeah, between the Aghanims and that, the whole battlefield's just going to be filled with roots. He's also got a Pyrrhic Cloak.
Radiant are scanning.
Makes him dangerous. 2 giant smalls for Quinn and Watson.
Dire are
Meanwhile,
scanning.
crippling crossbow for Kiyotaka against the Morphling makes a lot of sense. It's pretty value. Mira will pick up a Pyrrhic Cloak. Don't think that one's nearly as powerful.
He wants BKB more than anything on this Tusk.
Oh, yeah.
Lets you jump into these pits, not care about it. They will pit Nightfall bottom. It's going to be a hard catch, though.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, if he could have got him on the second pit, might have been able to get the BKB out of Nightfall.
He's level 25, by the way, so he has the toss charges. Something to look for if you can catch one of these core heroes with double toss.
Yeah, catch the Morphling.
That's a lot of control and damage. Might not be able to get this cage off if you're getting harassed as well. Level 25 for Quinn.
Courier has been killed.
He kills Nightfall's courier.
Watson going to work on the building. Got a glyph out of him. He does need to be careful of that Ag Static Storm. Picked up by the snowball. Static Storm goes out. Panta almost dies to the Tidebringer hit. Escape back going to be used. Just chaining saves here on Watson. He's going to wait for him forward and go after Mira. Takes him out of the equation.
That damage.
Tried to get the wheel. Unsuccessful. Nightfall has already backed away. Watson just keeps the pressure on Aurora, hitting the next tier 3.
They kind of wasted the Static Storm. 60 seconds cooldown.
Yeah, they did.
Now you really need a big black hole here.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
All eyes on Toronto Tokyo, who right now is having his Blink Dagger canceled by Firestorm.
Yeah, he cannot enter the fight.
Look how big that pit is, man. BKB goes off. Kiyotaka spotting Tofu, commits for the kill. Yule Scepter, he comes back down. He's going to be okay. Kiyotaka just making a run for it. Dissimilate is up in a second. Caught in the pit. He's stuck here for a second. Does manage to get off the Dissimilate. Malphus on Watson. Just trying to create space for their mid laner to get out. 1 minute left on the Aegis.
Feels like they're trying to stall this out for the Aegis expiry. You gave up a lot in the meantime.
Yeah, 2 lanes barracks.
Oh, they found Nightfall.
Spotted Nightfall. Instant BKB.
He has no TP, no Silver Edge.
That's true. They
Pretty
still have a
awkward.
chance to get him here. No BKB with the Geist Blast lands. Oh, he is done for. His team can't get here. I think they're giving up on this already. They're
so
still going to be able to
weird,
pull
yeah.
in Mira. Tidal Wave from Quinn puts him in an awkward position. Got him in the pit as he comes out of the snowball. He's dead as well. That is a hero that does not have buyback.
And you still have 30 seconds on this Aegis. That'll instantly force the Tinies. I mean, he walked out there to buy a Demon Edge. That was not worth it at all, risk-reward wise.
No, it wasn't.
Gaimin had a lot of vision down there. Gotta respect the global capability of this Underlord. Aurora on the edge here of losing this series right now.
Radiant's top tower
Gaimin
is
have just
under attack.
executed better down the stretch.
Kiyotaka has played so well in this game. 10, 1, and 11.
Dire are scanning.
Aghanim Scepter, Manta, BKB, Nullifier. And yet, no matter how much he outplays Gaimin Gladiators, how much information they get, they just cannot seem to win the team fights lately. When they pull back onto Quinn, going after Panto, another support. Gonna die in the middle of nowhere.
He has buyback, but threw out the ult again. It's a minute to work with here. I will say the downside of this Void Spirit build is it feels like it's lacking a little damage. He needs that one more item to kind of push him over the edge here.
Needs a Scotty.
Scotty or, I don't know, even Daedalus.
Yeah.
Something so you can really threaten these supports quickly because they're surviving for way too long.
Get a Revenant's Brooch.
And Nightfall just trying to finish this MKB right now.
Yeah, he is gonna commit to it. Probably buy it out as soon as he gets back to base for the high ground defense to come. Now, the question is whether or not it comes during this window where there's no Rosh, or if Gaimin Gladiators just going to control the map, wait for another Roshan.
They definitely wait for Rosh here. You would not risk going high ground with a Rosh spawn. That is how you lose this game.
They could do Tormentor. Have we done a Tormentor in this game?
Yes.
Okay.
Disruptor got shard off it.
Ah, that's right. It's Aurora. We're going to push out here. Down the mid lane they go. Gaimin Gladiators already teleporting both Quinn and Watson into the mid lane, though. So they have an idea of what's happening here. Trying to catch somebody on this mid wave, but it's just an illusion. Do they jump the illusion? Surely they recognize, yeah. It's not doing enough damage.
Panto got out of there. It's pretty massive. He cannot afford to go down. You need a big static storm in these fights.
You need a big black hole. You need a good static storm.
You need a lot of things right now.
Yeah, we just haven't really gotten either one for the last 10 minutes or so.
I mean, it can easily change, though. If you just randomly catch this Morphling, you check the escape act somehow at the same time, Watson can go down really quickly in this game.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo could buy out, hit the refresher. Like, he doesn't have to hit
That's true.
really more than just the Morphling. I feel like if he just hits the Morphling, the fight is,
I mean, the problem
Not
now is
one,
you have
but-
buybacks if you're gaming.
yeah.
So by now, they've accrued so much extra gold that even if you get these big ults to land, gaming can just buy back, force the fight into the pit, get an Aegis, and go high ground anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
So you really have to win the fight considerably at this point.
Tofu almost has a glide. That's going to be pretty cool. Big ice vortexes, big ice blasts. And some more AoE lockdown alongside all these pits. I mean, the roots are just constant. They're all over the place. Roshan spawn time is here. Gaimin Gladiators just got to circle around the pit. Looks like Roshan is going to spawn here in pretty early. Another 15, 10 seconds.
That's a tough fight for Aurora to take. No tiny buy. You have to aggressively go into Gaimin's vision. Doesn't really feel doable, to be honest.
Yeah.
And they have that out. They have the outpost right there. They can team 2 with all the buybacks. I mean, good luck on taking this aggressive Rosh contest. Really tough situation.
Maybe
Ooh,
they'll
very
get
good
lucky and 48-minute power rune will be bottom. Get the right rune for the Tiny could change a lot.
They're trying to play out this Obs.
Yep.
It's the best one they have right now.
Both teams, same exact ward situation, mirroring each other. Roshan is up. 48-minute rune, 5 seconds. Spawns bottom, amp damage. Big rune.
Best one you could hope for here. Give it to Nightfall, maybe. No, Kiyotaka's going to take it.
I think he should take it. Honestly, he's doing more damage than the Tiny in most of these fights. Faster he could execute one of these supports, the better.
Have to find the angle. Have to be decisive.
Gem got passed over to Ace. They're going to
they're
fight both supports. This is the perfect initiation for Aurora. Both dead already. Both. Probably the buyback here. There goes the black hole onto Watson. See if they can kill him with the first black hole. Not good enough. Satanic's going to be put to use. Second black hole now being grabbed, but they just seem to be lacking on the damage. The tidal wave, it disarms them all as they go for Watson. No damage being done, and now they're stuck in a pit of hell. Constant pits all over the place, locking down these heroes. They can't move once they're tidal waved into it all. Kiyotaka, last man surviving, trying to get away, running back and away. They'll be okay, but it's a free roaster Gaimin Gladiators, and you have a minute and a half to work with while the Tiny is dead once that Aegis is picked up.
3 buybacks for Gaimin. You cannot ask for a better fight there. Just crushing both supports instantly. You do land the black holes on the Morphling, but he just tanks all the damage. Got the Morph off. He's so damn tanky with Ace backing him up. And ultimately, the Static Storm missed everybody. Like, that's the huge factor there.
I didn't even see the Static Storm.
It got thrown out on the side pretty much right after the supports died. He tried to catch the Kunkka / the Underlord in it, and they both just got out of it.
Panto, oh, missed the damage. Blink. No.
Feels like Aurora have just been a little too antsy in these fights. It hasn't felt calm and smooth. That's a situation where you get both those supports, you feel like it's a completely free fight, and you just go hyper aggressive with the ults. But you really have to respect how much damage this Morphling can tank.
Aghanim's Blessing for Quinn.
Was still 3 buybacks per game. So if this push with the Aegis goes wrong.
Yeah, but Kiyotaka's gonna try and kill the wave, but they have Glyph. Is Kiyotaka gonna die for this one? Just step away.
The wave.
Dissimulate. Up to the high ground.
Oh,
that was scary. Good thing he's in this tree area.
He did not get all that wave though.
Yeah, wave is gonna push in. They're gonna take Megas in this 12-second window that the Tiny is still dead. Oh, and maybe with the Glyph, actually, they'll have a chance to actually contest this. They'll be without BKB on Kiyotaka, though. That heal. Buildings dropping fast. Last melee barracks. Ace and Watson commit to it, take it out.
All right, you need to find some glimpse kills here.
Yeah, Aurora's got to get something out of this as Gaimin Gladiators try and retreat. No glimpse. Even Ace was able to just walk out. He doesn't have a BKB, so it was guaranteed on him.
That feels bad right there. I mean, if Gaimin want to play this ultra safe, they can wait for buybacks to be back up.
Yeah, honestly, they should, because Aurora, their best chance at winning is just take a team fight right now.
Yeah, go kill right now.
Go after the supports, and they got him again.
That's a dieback.
Just the Ancient Apparition. Malady somehow did not get spotted there and couldn't get the wheel on Nightfall. Meanwhile, Mira jump in from Kiyotaka. He's going to try and finish off this Ringmaster nice and quick. Watson throwing damage at him from the high ground, goes after Mira. Meanwhile, Boat's coming in. Somehow the Ringmaster is still up, but finally he goes down. Half HP on Ace. Quinn, Watson, Ace, just a ball together. Fighting Nightfall. He has to retreat. Dropped the Tokyo, jumped in, and he missed the black hole again! What a blunder! Just completely whiffs it. Oh, he chucked this game away. They had an opportunity to win this. They still do, really.
Yeah, they're kind of owning this fight. Kiyotaka's just going ham.
Going after Watson. Hurricane Pike got him in the pit. Watson can't put the damage on him.
Gotta reset.
Kiyotaka's not going to let him escape. He wants to end this here.
He's out of mana.
Watson.
Do they have the damage?
No more waveform trying to get through. Watson, he's going to start Satanic up. And Nightfall almost dying. Glimpse back, trying to keep away. Got him inside the Gluttony here. Is going to go down. Now he does have buyback.
Oh, they gave him the cheese.
Can they buy back and just go for it? They gave him the cheese. He's back up. Watson also has a refresher shard that was given to him as well.
Throne is
full resources for him now as he's going to go after Nightfall.
This is risky.
Hits him with an avalanche. He could just back away. But
Oh,
he
he
doesn't want
wants
to. Commits his BKB. All in on the throne.
Middle tower.
Static Storm back up. You have glimpses here. He might get both.
Ace Bolt
got
back
both.
in. Got him in. Static Storm on 2. Can they blow him up together? They do manage to get Watson. He has a buyback, but Ace gonna die
commits
here.
it.
Megas all around, but they have defended their throne.
I mean, Watson bought. He bought boots and travel. There's nothing to bots to.
No play to be had. Ace is already dead. It would be suicide to go for the throne here. Gaimin Gladiators just get too antsy with it and give Aurora a chance.
They have absolutely given them a chance in this game. What a team fight. Aggressively going. That was absolutely the right call. Because you find these heroes with no buyback, you give yourself a chance to win this game. You drag Gaimin into a fight outside your base. You had tier 4s to tank some of the creeps so your throne doesn't die in the meantime. Man, if you could have landed those black holes. Damn black holes this game.
Seriously.
I mean, he just fumbled that one completely. He blinked in. Didn't BKB had to refresh for the BKB before he was throwing it out?
Yeah, what was that blinking that he did?
It was just super awkward on a lot of levels. But hey, I'll say this, Austin. It's not about the black holes you missed. It's about the ones you hit.
No,
It might only take one clutch one in this game.
yeah, I guess so. Well, it doesn't look like Gaimin Gladiators are going to have to use much here. I mean, they're just
No.
they could just sit here and wait for their buyback.
And honestly, they probably should.
They probably should.
They were almost throwing this game out the back window.
Yeah, they were super clumped up here. And Toronto Tokyo
He had the
makes this
BKB
blink
run
play.
because Quinn was on him the first time.
Yeah.
And he's going to come back in here. He does not have BKB up.
Look how grouped he tossed them together. Oh,
He
my
just doesn't
God.
cast it. He has to refresh it. I don't know, man. It's just not quick on the fingers. Like, you should just refresh, blink an instant black hole, or what are you doing there?
That was some geriatric gameplay.
This has not been his cleanest game.
No.
That's safe to say. But sometimes the threat of the fumble is stronger than the
I
fumble
don't think it's a
itself.
threat. I think he's followed through on that every time.
Can we get the replay of the rabbit courier?
Can we get the stats on how many heroes have been in a black hole this game? Like,
Who
on
is going to
average?
give you that stat? There's no stack.
Hold on, I'm getting production says
2?
Production says it's 1.2. That's rough.
They made that number.
Gold for my
I made
chest.
that number up.
Yeah, there's no production talking to you.
All right, well, the good thing is, everybody, we're going to have a little break here. Snooze, whatever. But it does mean we are going to get tier 5 neutral items.
And Divine Rapier on Kiyotaka. He's all in.
As he should be. Somebody's got to. Because Nightfall can't seem to do enough to carry it. Toronto Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, this is so good. I love how the rabbit flails as it falls. I love that clip.
Oh, Jesus.
Glad we still had it.
Malady wants a Scythe of Ice, too.
They have to do something about this Void Spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the
he's
biggest problem. Though Swift Blink on Nightfall does up his damage a lot. He almost is level 30 as well. I mean, Tiny has 2 crazy level 25 talents.
He does.
Why? Nobody knows, but you know, that's
Yeah.
Tiny things. Tier 5 neutrals could absolutely make the difference in this game, but it is Aurora smoking up. I mean, they have everything at their disposal. Divine
guess-
Rapier, Void Spirit, double Black Hole, Ags, almost double Static Storm. Panto closing in on a refresher of his own.
Yeah,
and
that's
their
kinda
buybacks are available on the supports and the Enigma.
Yeah, so they're trying to take advantage of this window. Plus, Roshan spawn time just started. So, Malady, what's he got in his tricks? He's got a whoopee cushion after the strongman tonic.
Oh, no chance.
That's going to be a gem. Lost? The courier lost.
He lost it again? I would not want to be Malady's courier, dude. Just imagine being his courier.
I mean, the funny part is he has shields on the courier too, right?
That's
so,
the
like,
that's
could
the
have actually saved
He
it.
doesn't care, dude. You just respawn as Malady's courier. I'm tired, boss. I don't want to do it no more. Please.
Oh shit. Roshan's gonna be up pretty fast, but
We're getting
Megas are swarming into the
Dyer's
base.
Ancient
This is going to be
under
an
attack.
ultra late game.
I mean,
Love
Toronto
that.
Tokyo needs level 25 just to have the extra Eidolons to combat all these.
Dyer's Ancient
Yeah, the lanes are a
Mega
big
creeps
problem for
on base.
Aurora. They could easily get thrown in the middle of a fight. Let's see this rabbit courier. I can do it. I can do it.
Oh, the worst part is you couldn't even see your fate coming for you. What happened, Mira?
You got blown up while we were admiring courier tests.
Sitting on the Roshan pit. Gaimin Gladiators are not going to give this to Aurora.
It's instant buyback for him.
Good for a few more hits.
He was closing in on Ags, by the way, which could have been huge in this game with the kick.
Oh, yeah.
Really kind of difficult in all the pits and everything,
He
but
sold his items at some point to buy out
yeah, he sold
his
boots.
BKB, I guess.
That's really awkward. I mean, he's
Yeah,
walking
'cause-
around with no boots.
He has no boots.
Is he not going to buy brown boots?
I guess not.
Radiant are scanning.
Okay. I also think Piento might just buy out for a refresher here. I don't know if his buyback is that as impactful as having 2 Ag Static Storms. He's going to buy it. He's going to buy out. He actually still has buyback after that. Okay, he just had so much damn gold.
He's rich.
He almost has 25 as well. That's a big talent. Static Storm Radius. When you have double Ag Static Storm,
That is true.
now we're cooking. Get that book. He can't get the book. Smoke,
Smoke up. Gaimin Gladiators. Gonna run into Aurora. Gonna run into Panto specifically. Oh, he got a big static storm. He hit 3 of them inside the kinetic field. It is perfect from Panto. Drop another one on him. They're done for inside of this mosh pit. 4 dead, and finally, Toronto Tokyo let it go, brother. Drop that. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. He black holed and it didn't work. Watson's fighting it out against 5 goddamn people. Okay, finally does go down.
I mean, he got his TP canceled. That's what counts there. And that's why I always say, Austin, it's about the ones you hit, not the ones you missed. There were some old connections from Aurora just when they needed it. And Gaimin, they walked right into it. What a position from Panto.
Seriously.
I mean, dear God, he just ended their careers. You cannot ask for more.
Yeah.
3 trapped in the fence, aces on the edge. He gets sucked into it. And then you just put another one on top. How about 2 static storms? How do you like them apples?
And now Aurora is going to march down mid and get the buybacks out of Gaimin Gladiators.
Double Divine Rapier. We now have a Divine on the Tiny on top of the Void Spirit.
He's hitting hard. He is cleaving down buildings fast. Got a scythe on him. Kiyotaka pushed a little bit too far forward. Manta does manage to get away.
We got
Static
2
Storm
more.
lands on 2 again. Ice Blast coming in. Kiyotaka, he'll take the brunt of that one. Good wheel, but Nightfall, he hops over it, goes for the kill. Escape back is going to bail out Quinn for now when he comes back in.
It's gone
Oh, they're all
horribly
grouped
wrong.
up. Oh, it's nasty. It's bad. It's bad for Aurora. Glide near to catch one more. A pit. Oh, he's coming through the gate. He's coming for you. Dissimulate, trying to get away. Kiyotaka making a run for it. Teleport.
No way.
Oh, he's not going to make it out.
He's a goner. That's
Aurora,
another
they
Divine.
had the chance. They could have gone for Roshan. They could have farmed up tier 5s, but they wanted the buybacks. They got them out of Gaimin Gladiators.
They got him
but
5
it hurt.
buys.
It hurt real bad. Divine Rapiers all over the place.
Yeah, still one in Gaimin's base. Someone has to go pick that up.
I mean, Quinn, take them all.
You don't have gold to buy new ones either. That's what really hurts here.
Yeah, this was perhaps too much of an all-in play.
The Tiny was just not close to that static storm, so you didn't have the damage under the control. Gaimin, they're going to do Roche. They're like, okay, there's been enough throwing in this game.
Ice got an Aghanim's Blessing, and that freed up a slot for the second Divine Rapier.
Oh, he's a carry now.
Yeah. I mean, when heroes start dying, you get this massive cleave, and all the bonus damage and this Divine Rapier, it's not
This
insignificant.
This has to be Toronto Tokyo in this defense.
Scouting Ice Blast. Trying to read some information.
He dodged it.
Don't see anything. Banner's gonna get dropped. Static Storm, placed onto Watson.
He has Aegis.
First life, it's gone. What about the second life? He can refresh. He can Static Storm. He can go for it. He can Black Hole. It's going to be a Black Hole Static Storm. All in to be able to kill this Morphling, and it looks like they might just have him. He's dead.
Is that
dieback. Nightfall almost dead. He dies as well. Cleaned down. Ace is going after him. Ice Blast is going to be able to land on Kiyotaka. Gone, and GG is out. Aurora, fight to the bitter end. They had a chance at a comeback, but the push down mid did not work for them.